this one, man. Britney Spears' son claims the pop star would watch them as they slept with a knife in her hand.
Oh, boy.
This is according to their dad, Kevin Federline's bombshell new memoir.
Yeah.
Federline relays the knife incident, which he said happened more than once in his new memoir called You Thought You Knew, which has been excerpted by the New York Times.
I'd have to imagine that when you first had Parker, that you and Rochelle would go into the room at night with your knives and just watch him sleep, right?
Oh, yeah. Standard parenting.
Yeah.
So he said they would awaken sometimes at night and find her standing silently in the doorway watching them sleep with a knife in her hand, Federline reportedly writes. And then she'd turn around and pad off without explanation. Federline and Spears were married from 2004 to 2007. They endured a messy custody battle over the sons Sean Preston and Jaden James, who are now 20 and 19, respectively.
This blows my mind.
Spears' relationship with the boys has been fraught over the years, though she shared a picture of her reuniting with Jaden on Instagram in June and told people in 2023 that becoming a mother and starting a family was a dream come true. In 2022, Jaden had spoke to the Daily Mail about his relationship with his mom, saying that he 100% thinks that it can be fixed. And he said it was just going to take a lot of time and effort. I want her to get better mentally. At the time, he said this. When she's better, I really want to see her again. Jaden also said that his brother asked Spears to, quote, not post his photos to social media, and she did it anyway, so it didn't go well, is what he said. Federline also spoke during the interview, saying that Sean Preston and Jaden had made the decision not to attend Spears' June 2022 wedding to Sam Ashgari. They divorced last year, by the way. But he had said elsewhere in the memoir, he expressed concern over Spears' current situation, writing that he believes that she is racing towards something irreversible. He said it's become impossible to pretend that everything's okay. From where I sit, the clock is ticking, and we're getting close to the 11th hour.
I think he's kind of right, because if you look at, listen, we don't know, we don't live in their worlds, but just based on what she's posting social media-wise, that's alarming enough.
He said, something bad is going to happen if things don't change, and my biggest fear is that our sons will be left holding the pieces. And he also alleged that the Free Britney movement, which helped extricate Spears from her 13-year conservatorship, was more harmful than fans believe, and that he needs the pop star's fans to turn their focus to saving her. He said, now more than ever, our children need your support. I've been their buffer for years, but now it's bigger than me, he wrote. It's time to sound the alarm.
Anything I've read from the Sons and their takes on this situation makes me wonder, is it possible Kevin Federline was like a good influence and a good father?
Yeah,
maybe has been.
Yeah.
Seems that way.
He didn't offer any specifics as to his exact worries regarding Britney, though fans of the Toxic singer have expressed concern in recent months amid the series of erratic social media videos, many of which Spears is nude and dancing. His memoir is set for release on the 21st, so probably more information coming out on that.
I wonder what would have happened if we grew up in a time where, as we were kids, our parents had access to social media this way. Right?
Yeah.
Think about that. How would things have played out?
Yeah.
You know?
Do not know. So Kylie Jenner has officially stepped into music, and I forgot to see if we have a clip of this. Marissa, if you could look, I think it's in the prep. Reviving her King Kylie persona with a new single called Fourth Strike, a collab with Terror Jr. The track features Kylie in a verse singing such inspired lines like, one strike, two strike, let me get the mood right, before whispering, King Kylie.
That's good stuff.
To close it out.
That's
Doesn't
good.
even rhyme.
So the song...
Come on.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
King Kylie.
I don't get the king thing. I don't...
You just mentioned yesterday she had her King Kylie period, where she went through the release of her lip kits. And was I living through King Kylie?
I guess we
and
did.
not knowing it?
Maybe so. The song doubles as a promo for her nostalgic Kylie Cosmetics collection, inspired by her mid-2010s It Girl era.
Oh. I thought that was the King Kylie era.
I don't know. Fans are loving the full circle moment, especially since Kylie was once rumored to be the voice behind Terror Jr.'s 2016 hit 3 Strikes. Of course, we all remember that.
Yes, of course. And it feels like a full circle moment.
She celebrated the release on Instagram, admitting that she was so nervous, but so grateful. I'm sorry, I'm reading verbatim here for the chance to collab on that. So when Marissa
I have to hear this now.
Yeah, she's holding her finger up, so that means it's going to be coming over shortly.
Let's can we just workshop this a little bit? Can you read the lyrics that don't rhyme again? It's 1 strike, 2 strike, and then what?
Let me get the mood right.
Okay.
Let me get the mood right.
All right.
Yeah.
1 strike, 2 strike. Let me get the mood right.
I say 1 strike, 2 strike. Let me get on my
new trike.
Big bike.
Big bike.
All right, let's work this
Super
out.
trike.
Honestly, no one ever said we were lyricists. We leave that up to Kylie Jenner.
1 strike, 2 strike. Just caught a big pike. It's a fish.
It's a fish,
right?
Yeah. And she does love fishing.
Yeah. Or
let me fix my son's bike.
That too.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't have a son though. Does she? Yeah, she does, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, yeah.
You should collab with Terror Jr.
Oh, yeah.
1 strike. Now, see, I keep thinking of rhymes right now. 1 strike, 2 strike. Come and be like.
1 strike,
about
2 strike.
let's go
Something
visit a
into
Dutch
this.
dyke.
Okay.
I like that
Let's
too.
go visit a Dutch dyke.
Well, let's listen to the actual clip
All
here.
right, here
Case,
we
can
go.
you cue that up for me?
Yeah,
All right,
hang
here we go. Snort, snort, snort. Oh my God.
Oh, baby, you can't stay mad at me.
Or I guess.
This body is my apology. Don't breathe in the
You think that's overproduced?
Dude, proof. Absolute proof. Anyone can be made into a pop singer. That doesn't mean that there aren't great pop singers.
Not at all.
There's some phenomenal pop singers, but
When you look like this, one touch, baby, do you like this? Bang, bang, kiss, kiss, bang, bang, kiss, kiss.
snort, snort. Marissa?
Do you guys want to know where King Kylie came from?
Yes.
All right, so in 2010, when she was doing the lip kits and all the makeup, and she was dating Tyga, Tyga went by King Gold Chains. So at the time, she briefly changed her handle to King Kylie to match
So
him.
he was King Gold Chains, and she was King Kylie.
There you go.
All right.
I will
stuck.
now. You now have to call me King Gold Chain.
He didn't stick, but the nickname did.
I know. Snap.
All right. Well, let's talk about something.
Yeah,
else.
we need
I've
to
exhausted that. All right.
clean that off of us.
So I'd forgotten about this. TJ Holmes and Amy Robach
Yes.
are making it official. So the former GMA3 co-anchors turned podcast hosts just announced their Amy and TJ podcast. They said, we are sharing with all of you that we are engaged and that we've been engaged for just about a month now.
So I know we all listen to the Amy and TJ podcast, and I think we can all agree this was really good news.
Holmes said, we've learned that lesson, I guess, in the past about our relationship. So she revealed that she's been wearing her engagement ring in crowds of tens of thousands at football games, but nobody said a word.
Oh, that's got to be depressing.
The couple chalked
Who
it up.
are you?
They chalked it up to friends just being polite, knowing that what they've been through and don't want to pry. But Holmes noted, we haven't been keeping it a secret, but nobody asked. They plan to share. I know.
I mean, what a way to frame things. To not be aware of your place in the world.
Hey, did you guys see her ring? Everybody, and anyone see her ring? Look at her fingers.
I don't know if anyone's paying attention, but Amy Robach is wearing her engagement ring.
Look over there.
The couple plans to share proposal details soon, while a source previously said that their exes, Andrew Shue and Marilee Feibig, who are now dating each other, by the way.
Isn't that wild?
Will get an invite to the big day. TJ and Amy made waves in daytime television when the news of their supposed affair got out. Ultimately, they parted ways from GMA3 and still insist that their relationship was not an affair, despite still being married to their former spouses when they got together, and claim their respective relationships were already done. They would later divorce their exes in 2023. So apparently they're engaged.
I wonder how many times it's happened where you have two married couples, parties start cheating, and then the other people
They
left
swap.
in the lurch become involved. Yeah.
I bet it probably not a lot, but not fully uncommon.
Just happened.
I mean, because you have a common thing, you have an icebreaker.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So speaking of marriage and whatnot, Keanu Reeves once again shoots down rumors that he and a girlfriend, Alexandra Grant, are married. He was talking to E! News. When the rumor was brought up, Keanu acknowledged that it's been floating around for a while. He said, well, that wasn't the first time. We've been going out for a long time. He then backed up Grant's recent comment shutting down the speculation. He said, the wedding, it's a nice thing. People did a lot of nice messages and stuff, but Alexandra did a wonderful job addressing it, like, thank you, but here's the reality.
Did he address the King Kylie stuff or no?
He did not talk about that. And that's being very coy.
Yeah.
I think there's
He's a
something
class act, though.
going on there. So Sybil Shepherd is as known for her starring roles on popular television shows as she is for her long-running feuds with her co-stars. Shepherd was often in the tabloid headlines after ending up at odds with Bruce Willis, who they were on Moonlighting together in the 80s, and Christine Baranski, who appeared with Shepherd on her 90s sitcom Sybil. In an interview with People magazine, Shepherd says that she had mended fences with Willis before his aphasia diagnosis had been made public. She said, yes, I'm very grateful for that. She said, it was time. As for Baranski, the two talked separately of not getting along on the Sybil set, with Shepherd calling her unfriendly. When asked how the two are doing now, Shepherd said that they were good, having been able to clear the air after a talk and being real open-hearted with each other.
I think either it was Sybil Shepherd. I think it was Sybil Shepherd participated in the Bruce Willis roast, and I think it was at that time when they were they kind of made nice, and everything was good from there on in.
I think Sybil's definitely the problem in
I would say
these
so.
things.
I'd say so.
I read, so Curtis Armstrong was on Moonlighting, and so I read his book, and a nice chunk of it was about his time on Moonlighting, and Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd, and I mean, it was brutal.
Yeah.
They hated each other. Absolutely hated
And
each other.
the bizarre thing is, and a lot of people feel this, and I was a big fan of the show, I think that anger when they were in the more passionate or romantic episodes, I think that worked for that. It somehow made it work better.
But they had strict rules about not seeing each other on set and not being together in the same scene if at all possible. And they would do vindictive things to each other. It was just really, and I think Bruce could probably. He's an odd character.
He's difficult too,
definitely. But she had that issue, and then with Christine Baranski as well. You got to kind of see what the problem is here. It looks like it's her. All right, Netflix has announced that Being Eddie, the documentary all about legendary comedian Eddie Murphy, is set to hit the streamer on November 12th. The doc's synopsis says, it goes without saying that there's only one Eddie Murphy. No other teen comedian shared the stage with Jerry Seinfeld at 17 years old and joined the cast of Saturday Night Live right out of high school. The film will explore Eddie's ambition, talent, charisma that pushed the comedian into stratospheric fame, and it will feature appearances from industry figures including Arsenio Hall, Chris Rock, Michael Che, Pete Davidson, and many
Definitely want to see
others.
that. They're missing the mark if they don't do some sort of ice cream tie-in, right, Case?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ice cream!
Speaking of comedy, everybody's favorite Philly teacher, Lisa Ann Walter, is taking her sharp wit from the Abbott Elementary Teachers Lounge to the comedy stage with her first ever stand-up special. After touring as a stand-up for 2 decades, Walter locked in a deal with Hulu to release the new special next year, and she not only stars but directed it herself, and she filmed it at Helium Comedy Club here in Philadelphia.
We love her, man.
Did we talk about that when she
We
was
did,
here?
yeah.
The special will stream on Hulu and Disney Plus worldwide. Fans know her as Melissa Schimenetti. Schimenetti, and the no-nonsense teacher in the comedy now in its 5th season. With her film credits in comedies like The Parent Trap and Bruce Almighty, new projects feel like a full circle for her.
Yeah, I love that.
So that's cool. Speaking of Netflix, as I did in the prior story, they are teaming up with Spotify, who is bringing their top video podcast to the video streamer early next year. 16 shows from Spotify, including the Bill Simmons podcast, Conspiracy Theories, and the Ringer Fantasy Football Show are all part of the deal. On top of that, Spotify will not be showing full episodes of these shows on YouTube, where they have regularly gotten hundreds of thousands of views. So they're taking them off of it.
Yeah, that's a weird repackaging. We'll see how that plays out.
But I mean, I guess they're paying out big for the exclusivity. So both companies expect to expand from the initial lineup over time.
I wonder if it goes to the point where, you have this things start to reincorporate back into network television. If you have a hit podcast, how the progression occurs here, because everything's sort of circling back a bit,
I agree. Yep. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Bachelor Nation. We haven't talked about
oh my God,
The Bachelor.
Well, I've been living it.
Whatever. They're trading heartbreak for home makeovers in HGTV's new series, Bachelor Mansion Takeover.
All right.
Come on.
Hosted by Jesse Palmer, of course. The show brings back the Bachelorette's season 15 and 16 faves, Tyler Cameron and Taisha Adams, respectively as judges.
Where do I put this doorknob?
And now on the door. And now we have the full lineup of memorable cast members from throughout Bachelor history.
Oh, I'd love to see those guys build a house.
Over 6 episodes, the logline reveals contestants will swap roses for paintbrushes and cocktail attire for overalls in weekly elimination challenges. A surprise guest judge will also join the lineup as former Bachelor, Bachelorette, and Golden Stars battle for a $100,000 prize and bragging rights. These people. They're going back to old contestants of The Bachelor. You could make a career out of this.
You could live within this this environment with all of the shows and sub-shows and make that your career forever.
Yeah. So Bachelor Mansion Takeover will break ground next year, and you'll find that on HGTV. Wow. Let me see. There was one other thing I wanted to share with you guys. Which one?
Mansion Takeover.
Glenn Powell has shared that he is very interested in starring in the planned live-action adaptation of Claire Obscure Expedition 33, the game. It's a video game.
Okay, I don't know this. Do you know this game?
I looked it up, and it looks pretty intense. Right. No, I don't know this game at all. This is, there are titles that are, millions of people play, but they're just intense, like fantasy things and stuff that are just a little bit too much for me.
It sounds familiar.
Know them.
What's it called again?
It's called Claire Obscure. Now, it's spelled CLAIR OBSCUR. 30 Expedition 33. It'll come up. The visuals look amazing. So the game has become one of this year's best reviewed titles, and a film version is already in development with the team behind Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Powell, it's nothing like that, though.
No. I want to play the Hedgehog.
Powell told IGN that he's a fan of the game and teased, if there's an Expedition 33 movie, I'd be very interested, though he declined to name which character he'd want to play. Charlie Cox, who voices Gustav in the game, said, "Oh, well, there goes my part then," when told about Powell's interest. The game follows members of Expedition 33 as they seek to destroy the Paintress, a godlike being who erases lives by painting a number. Sounds kind of intense.
True story?
True story.
Yeah.
Wow, absolutely. All right, let's play some clips for you. Murdaugh, Death in the Family is a disturbing 3-part series about South Carolina's most powerful legal dynasty. Here, executive producer Michael D. Full discusses what drew him to tell the story.
I was very aware of it and felt just a human interest, a back home interest, seeing something that felt very tied to where I'm from and people I knew. And then obviously as things developed, it became more and more clear that this was a real story, as you knew from the get-go. And then one that just continued to spiral in this really tragic way.
I don't give a
So Murdaugh, Death in the Family is now streaming on Hulu.
You remember when that trial was going on? It was a big deal.
The dad.
Yeah.
But the
honestly,
boat accident and all that stuff.
There's another documentary on
there
this.
have been a couple
This is
of them,
unnecessary, but okay. Well,
Yeah.
All right, next clip, here we go. Remember that time Kyle Schwarber hit 4 home runs in one game? Do you remember that Abbott Elementary was filming that night as well? The episode airs tonight, and here Quinta Brunson talks about the whole experience.
We went to one of the most historic games ever in baseball. We could not have accounted for that. There was no way to know it would go that well. It's what you imagine. We were like, we hope we get footage of like at least one home run. There were 7 and 4 by one player. You just can't ask for that.
Abbott Elementary airs tonight. You'll see that on ABC.
Is that going to be bittersweet if you watch that?
God, yes. All right, and there you go. That's what I have in there. Entertainment report for this Wednesday morning, my friend. We need to take ourselves a break. The sun's starting to come up. We actually see a little bit of blue sky out there. We're going to have partly cloudy skies, so it's a nice change. Looks a little breezy, though. We will return in a little while. Don't forget, later on this morning, Fox Good Day, Mike and Alex, and more. We'll be right back.
Make the party even bigger. So,
awesome.
And my wife Claire is doing a great job putting everything together. So it's awesome. But thank you, Preston. I just wanted to get it out.
No, please.
We're excited about it.
PrestonandSteve.com to get the info. Another thing I want to mention, just a reminder, this weekend, the movie The Machine opens up.
Yes.
And we want you, if you love Bert Kreischer and love our relationship with Bert, go see the movie.
Yeah, go see it.
Support it, and it looks hilarious.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
If it gets a good, strong first week, that's all you need. That weekend, Memorial Day weekend, it'll be fantastic.
I'm going to hit that a few times this week just to remind people. There's a great picture of him and Kevin Smith together. Did he come by for an interview with a podcast or something?
He was on Kevin's podcast. Yeah, I watched some of it yesterday. I think they ended up talking. This might surprise you, for 2.5 hours.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because both of those guys are talkers and have a million stories to tell. But I watched a few of the clips yesterday, and it's cool to the guys that we love the best. And to see them in the same room at the same time is pretty nice.
Opens on Friday. Go see The Machine. All right, in a little while, we're going to have a young woman by the name of Maggie Drozdowski on the program. You probably saw the story. If not, she was bit by a shark in Stone Harbor surfing. 6 stitches, nothing really bad, but I mean, there haven't been any shark bites in a while down that way, and her foot looks pretty gnarly. We're going to talk to her in a little while about that. And while the subject is up, I didn't think we'd have too many people that would have stories of being bitten by sharks.
Yeah, I was bit in half, but I'm doing fine.
But, man, there are people, if you've been bitten by an animal, it's pretty freaky. And if you think about it, you know, and I'm not talking about dogs and cats.
Yeah,
and obviously
Scruffy on the couch.
Those can be pretty bad too. But there are plenty of other animals that can bite you. And even though you, as a human being, are going to win in that competition, the other one's going to die if you want it to. It's still pretty freaky, terrifying.
There was a story recently about a woman, a dairy farm, was bitten by a cow.
Oh, yeah.
Bitten by a cow.
Sure, man.
And like a lot of damage, broke her arm.
Yeah, 215-263-WMMR. If you were bitten by an animal, not just, your pet or a dog or a cat, something a little bit different than that. We'd like to hear about that.
My friend lives on a farm, and the neighboring farm has cows, and there were babies there. And so we were there once, and we went to go look at the calf. And my friend stepped into where it was, and she was like, you guys stay there, because she said if the mom gets like pissed, you don't want to be in here for that.
Sure.
So
you just don't think a cow's that way.
Yeah, I just thought like a cow. Like, well, we can get out in enough time. Like, they're slow. They're big.
You're always seconds away from an utter catastrophe. Come on.
Seriously.
Come on.
You know what freaks me out though? Like the little reptiles that can latch on. A kid, like a little boy is playing with one, and it just latches onto their finger.
So Trish here from our sales department, she and her husband have bearded dragons. And I was at their house one night, and she was showing them to us, and I stepped away for a little bit, and she's like, oh, I got bit. And I turn around, and she's got blood gushing out of her hand. And she thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you just got bit by a freaking
A
dragon.
dinosaur.
Yeah. I remember my fraternity brother got bitten by his python. He was going in there. He had the mouse in his hand, and the python was like, no, I'm going to go for your arm.
Dude, my friend growing up had a snake. That snake ate him more than the mice and crap he'd put in the tank. He was constantly getting bitten by that friggin' snake.
Dude, the scene in Road Trip where Tom Brady which just totally wraps its mouth around his hand. Oh, my God.
I don't I don't get owning snakes and stuff like that. But I did see, Steve, a picture of a snake. This guy dressed up as an Uber driver. He goes, "Oh my, like little Billy got his first job. He had a helmet on this thing and a little backpack that said Uber Eats on it.
On the snake?
On the snake. It was hilarious. I'm like, okay, first cute snake I've ever seen in my entire life.
I've never seen a helmet on a snake.
No, you have to see this. It's like an albino python.
I've seen a snake smoking before.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah. There's a really good picture of a
I saw an
snake with a
adult man
cigarette
pleasure a
hanging out of its
camel.
mouth.
you did, Tijuana.
Let me go to, I have Luke. Search snake smoking if you
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, and then the helmet thing.
Nick
And
needs to
Uber
see that. And the helmet thing, too. Hi, Luke. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I just want to tell a story about how I used to be a UPS driver up in Vincenttown, New Jersey, and I had to make a delivery to a farm that had a bunch of where they would raise horses, where you would sit on those carts. And I'm going up to go do the delivery, and then you got your driver's door open because it's so hot in the summertime, and all of a sudden I just feel this bite on my leg. And I look over, and there's an ostrich.
What?
An ostrich.
Stop it.
Come on, really?
Yeah, they actually had a pet ostrich that would roam the property for some reason. And I could not make the delivery, so I'm in the UPS truck, honking the horn. Nobody's coming out. I'm like, I got to get this thing off the truck because with UPS is every package every day. Makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
So here I am. I run out the passenger side. The ostrich starts chasing me. I'm running around the back of the truck. I hop through the driver's door. It tries to lunge at me through the driver's door. I get out the passenger door again. I run to the barn, drop the package off. The lady comes out of the barn and she grabs the ostrich by the neck and holds it. She's like, "Get back in your truck right now." I'm like, "You don't have to tell me twice."
Ran and delivered
I
the
bet you I know what was
package.
in that box. It was probably ostrich sedatives.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you
See
too.
you, Luke.
There's a I think she's on Instagram. She has an account, but she has I
Oh.
guess you know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking
and
about.
it's this bird that is it an emu or an
I think
ostrich?
it's an emu,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it freaks out all the time, and
Yep.
it comes charging, and she's
Yeah.
yeah,
And
it's crazy.
She'll do videos with like selfie videos
Yeah.
of her, and she'll just like slowly pan over to this like vicious thing ready to like bite her.
We will go next to Will. Hey, Will, morning.
Rhythm, schism, a brizza.
Rhythm, schismism.
Schism.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? Skull Sealer here.
The skull sealer.
I got bit by a groundhog.
Whoa.
Now they've
Don't
got-
drive angry.
Yeah, don't drive angry. They've got sharp little friggin' teeth, don't they?
Yeah, giant in sizes, man. So I was coming home from work one day, and I saw this animal in the road. So I slowed down, and it was still alive. It was a tiny little groundhog. It wasn't like a full-grown,
Right.
like full pounder or anything, but it was pretty small. So I got out of my van, picked it up, moved it to the side of the road, and it bit me in the web of like my thumb.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I still have the scar from it.
So I assume you don't know if the thing is rabid or not. Did you go to the doctor immediately?
I did not.
Oh, dude.
You became a werebadger.
Will, the thing is biting you. Did you start like smacking it on the head to let go, or was it a quick bite?
It was a quick bite, but I did like try and shake it off. You know?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like thrashing or anything. It was just like a real quick chomp down my hand and then like a release. But
Ow. Ow.
I don't know if it even survived. Who knows?
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, Will. Appreciate it, man. I have a fear of being bitten by a snapping turtle.
Okay.
Oh, for
And
good reason.
I'm fascinated with them. You will actually see them on golf courses
Yeah.
a fair amount of time. At least once a year, I'll see a good size one just sitting out sunning itself. I'll go over and take a good close look at it.
Yeah.
Just because they're really prehistoric
Yeah.
looking and
it's
really cool, but
a tank.
That beak terrifies me.
So
Right.
Coney Island Aquarium has a snapping turtle, Preston. This thing's lived in Coney Island to begin with because it's got tattoos and stuff. But it's this big, this beak on this thing. It just sits there, and it always sits there at the corner of the tank. But you're right, they're really threatening looking.
And if you've ever bitten by something small, like, and how bad that hurts, I can
Hamster.
only imagine. I got bit by a hamster in college. I still, from time to time, will think of it.
You still cry.
No, I actually kind of, it gives me like the chills because I'll never forget his little teeth going through my finger. I was like, oh my God. Wow.
But this thing, a snapping turtle can take a full finger off. I mean, I told a story about where my dad lived years ago. They had a pond and they were finding ducks and geese with their heads bitten off.
Yeah.
And they don't fly that way normally.
My brother used to put them in the pool and swim with them.
What?
He would get them from the
turtles?
He'd get them from the creek.
I think I remember you telling
And he would
me
put
that.
them in the pool and he'd swim with them. And then my mom would be like, go take them back. And he would take them out of the pool and take them back to the
By the way,
creek.
everything else about the turtle is slow, but that snap is lightning fast.
Yep. I have been bitten by a swan. It didn't hurt at all. That was the only one where I was like, oh my God, you're adorable.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
My dad had to smack a swan in his head because he went after Jace. Jace was little, and he looked at Jace like he was an enemy. And
No!
Swan! He did. He just took one hand and smacked him.
I know people who have battled with goose before.
Oh.
There was a guy that was fly fishing one time, as a friend of my dad's, and it was, because you throw it up in the air, and it either caught on the goose or the goose snapped at it or something like that. But anyhow, he had to reel it in.
Oh no!
Because it's flying in the air, and he wasn't going to give up his rod. And then when he got there and he's trying to unhook it, the thing is beating him with his wings, which are pretty formidable, and I've been snapping at him as well.
Getting back to snapping turtles real quick, I saw one in the middle of the road one time, and I tried to be a good Samaritan and get out. I stopped the car, and I tried shooing it off the road, and I got a stick, and I was sort of trying to poke at it or whatever.
Just pick it up.
Because it scared me. Big old snapping turtle.
Yeah.
And
if you just pick it by a shell, it won't even get its.
He's panicking.
No, I know.
No, I mean, and it was in the middle of the road case, and so I was just trying to shoo it off of the road. But those things hiss at you.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm just trying to help out, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope we got run over.
Let me go to.
Well, listen, fool don't want no help.
I got Kelly on the line. Hey, Kelly, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, Kelly?
Oh, thank
you.
Back in the late 70s, early 80s, it was a thing in Philly, apparently where I lived, where people had monkeys.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like one of those little monkeys that was on Friends.
Okay, like Capuchin monkey.
Capuchin, yeah.
So my dad used to let it run around the house, and one day it was sitting on my shoulder, and he was a nasty thing. He would steal cigarettes, and he would rip up things, and he was sitting on my shoulder, and my dad said, "Oh, turn your head, he's going to kiss you." I turned my head, and he bit me.
Where did he bite you? On your face?
On my face, yeah, I have a scar.
Oh!
You have a scar from the friggin' monkey.
I'll show it to you on Friday. I'll be at Keenan.
Yes! Tell us your monkey scar, girl, and we'll showcase that.
If you have a monkey scar, come down to Keenan's. We want to see it.
Wow, Kelly, did you have to get any stitches or anything like that?
They didn't take you to the hospital back then.
Nah. Just put a piece of gum on it.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I don't have any stitches.
All right. Well, we'll see you on Friday, Kelly.
Okay, perfect.
Scarface is your name from here on, by the way.
By the way, monkey's going to monkey. It's going to do people. And I remember people would get those things. There was a Woolworths that had a pet section when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It had a pet section, Kathy, and there was a chimp in there.
Yeah.
A chimp. I'm like, what?
I do remember odd animals in the Woolworths section. I remember always wanting to get birds, and my mom was like, absolutely not.
Birds. They were blue.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were nice colored birds. That's why I liked them.
Parakeets?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, they were right down from the chimps.
Finches or something.
Finches, maybe, yeah.
My friend got an alligator, and I believe he bought it legally at a place that's not even there anymore. Nick, you might remember this. As you were driving down the Blue Route, just past Broomall, there's a place called Jobu Pets.
Yeah.
And he got it.
Jobu.
Yes. And he got an alligator from Jobu Pets.
Marissa, I saw this interesting article this morning, which kind of surprised me a little bit. And obviously, when Halloween starts rolling around, you start to see these surveys and stories about, scary stuff and whatnot. And
I'm scared.
This one in particular was a poll of 2,000 adults, and it finds that nearly a third of Americans are still afraid of the dark.
So are we talking adults?
Yeah.
Straight up adults.
Yep.
A third is a larger portion than I would have assumed.
Yeah. 29% said they still have that fear. 28% of Americans say they love watching horror movies, especially ahead of Halloween, but they can make them fear the dark even more. Which I definitely, if I have seen something, some type of entertainment that is to me scary, I will think about it in those early morning hours when I get up before the sun comes up, because that's when it's fully dark in my house for me anyway, because I go to bed before everybody else and the house is still lit up. But when I get up in the morning or to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, that's when the dark thing might get to me.
So it has to be of a type of horror, because you just watched Weapons.
Yes.
Did you have that reaction after watching Weapons? Different kind of horror.
Didn't scare me.
But like Paranormal Activity.
That would,
that would sink the hook.
Yeah.
All right, so when I was a little baby, when I was a kid, I had a nightlight. I had a Snoopy nightlight. So my room always had a
little bit of light
in it. Also, growing up, our bathroom light in our hallway was always on.
Was the closet door open?
No, never. But so I notice now that I like to have at least one light on in the house, and I don't necessarily know if that's because I'm scared. Maybe I am a little bit scared.
Will you walk around? So you won't walk around the house. I mean, obviously, it's hard to walk around in the dark to begin with.
Right.
But I mean, like if you're getting up at night to go to the bathroom.
I prefer to have, so I slept with the TV on last night. And in fact, my TV's broken. So I just, the Roku menu was on.
Right.
And I kept that on so that I had some sort
Night
of
light.
illumination in the room.
And you have legitimate, you'd say, fear or a sense of.
I just don't like it, man.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer a darker room. So, like, when I'm watching TV at night, like, I don't have lights on. I like a nice, dimly lit room. But I need light. I need to be able to see the monsters coming.
So 24% of these people sleep with a nightlight on to help them be less afraid of the dark, and 11% also sleep with a stuffed animal or other comfort item as well. And 10% sleep with the lights on, by the way, like completely on. So I wanted to see if there's anybody who, falls into this. If you want to share that with us, 610-660-9333 is the number. I had an interesting thing, speaking of being afraid of stuff. The other day, Rochelle and I were, we have this big charity event that's coming up, which, by the way, I need to mention very soon. It's the Gala for a Mother's Wish. It's for Crohn's disease research. And so we're gathering items for auctions, and we went over to a friend who's on the board and helping out and everything with this. And we go down to the basement. We're looking at the auction items we have, that are going to be a part of this. And she had a portion of this area. She had all these things in little piles. They were all organized. And one pile was like Halloween stuff. And she said it was so funny. She's like, there's like this scary mask on there. She's like, I can't even walk by it. And she pulls out this mask. It's the Jason mask. It's a hockey mask. And she pulls it out, and then she like dropped it and covered it up with stuff.
I wonder if there are people who don't realize that's a hockey mask.
Yeah.
Right.
That they just believe that's a monster mask.
Yeah, it was made to protect the face.
Right.
Not hide an identity or be intimidating. But I found that funny that this is a woman is like my age, and just a mask or something like that scares her.
Some imagery, we've talked about this before. So and I think it goes hand in hand with the fear of just the dark suns, imagery like the Freddy mask. But we had the Annabelle doll here, and then that can cause. Moving that thing, it was like people were freaking out. It has that kind of. People just freak out when they see the doll. It's like the Chucky doll. Yeah. Same sort of thing.
There was, and I think it.
See? It's scary.
That was, hold on a minute. That's scary.
That is scary.
And in case Marissa had sent over another clip that I wanted, about people being afraid of the dark, which is.
I'm in the dark here.
I've never. I don't think I'm afraid. I'm fine. I won't turn on the light. There's a little bit of light in the bathroom, so I know I'm pissing in the bowl. I will walk to the bathroom in the dark, no problem.
I have a traumatic childhood memory, and the mask story made me think of this because we had my dad. I guess I don't know, it was for Halloween or whatever. Had kind of this Neanderthal caveman plastic. Rubber mask or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It was a distorted looking, messed up looking face. And he put that, and I'm like pre-K. I'm a little kid. You know, I was like 2, 3 years old or whatever. My dad puts it on and in my face, and it scared the bejesus out of me.
Traumatized you.
Traumatized me. And that thing, that mask, was like in our garage somewhere, laying out on a table or hung up on a hook. I have these, I was a little bitty child, so I have these little bits and pieces of memories.
It's what you tell your therapist.
But I just remember, I couldn't go anywhere near it.
Where was it? Was it in
the garage?
In the garage.
Yeah, it was in the garage. I said it was laying out or it was hanging up on a hook or something like that. But I couldn't go anywhere near it. It absolutely terrified me.
So yes, I can see that. I mean, of course, it was done with the intention of scaring the crap out of you. I remember as a kid, if you're talking about the dark, and this hasn't ported over to adulthood, but as a kid, my bed would face. My brother and I slept in the same room, two beds. My bed pointed towards the open door down the hallway to the stairs. And when you're a kid, and maybe adults experience this as well, I'm sure they do. Some do. As you said, apparently a third of the people do, Preston. And you look into the dark, your mind plays tricks on you. And you're sure you're seeing stuff. And that, I guess that is what makes it terrifying. And maybe that's what most adults are responding to.
Here's a text, by the way, Steve. It says, today I learned the Jason mask is a hockey mask.
Wow. No, really?
There are people.
Yeah.
There are people. I did not know that.
Yes.
There are people that do not know.
That's funny.
And that was actually a piece of equipment, a piece of sporting equipment.
Yeah.
It is not, it's not created for the horror movie. That's great.
That's great.
I mean, because those masks don't exist anymore. I mean, you can do a search, old hockey mask, and you'll see. Let me get some calls. People who are afraid of the dark. You want me to go to line 3?
Yeah.
Well, let me go to the dark first. Hang on. I'm going to go to Heather. Hi, Heather. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Sorry for bothering you guys at work this morning.
It's all good. What's up, Heather?
Hey, so I actually don't have a problem with the dark in my own house.
Okay.
I actually have a problem with the dark in the woods.
Well,
after playing like this horror game called Outlast. Because like growing up, me and my dad used to like go shine a flashlight into the woods to try to find like animal eyes and deer eyes and stuff. And after playing this game, I can't even go outside without a flashlight. Like I don't even like going in for like dog walks anymore. Like it terrifies me.
So outside, listen, that's what movies like Blair Witch, played off of. When you're outside and there's no moonlight and you're in the woods and it's dark, it has been exploited for horror movies and horror stories forever. I'm actually pretty good there as well. My fear is walking into a tree.
Right. All right, Heather, thank you very much.
I haven't done that one yet.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Funny, Steve. My senior year of college, we won our flag football championship, and so we partied that night. And I might have taken a substance that
makes monsters.
That makes monsters, right? So we were at this party off campus at this house, and me and a few of other guys who were also in like-mindedness. There was a field behind the house, and we all were going out there, but I was late, right? So I was like, I don't even know. 45 seconds behind them, and I didn't know where they were, and my mind was playing so many, but I was having audio hallucinations. I'm like, I couldn't figure. And
dude, you were in an altered state.
I was in an altered state, but it really wasn't that bad.
Okay,
yeah. I mean, it's not like the movies. It wasn't like that, but it was enough for me. I don't even know. Like maybe I went like 25 yards and I got scared and I was like, I cannot do this anymore. And I ended up turning around and hightailing it back to the house. Thank God I did, because a couple of the guys ended up breaking into a house and getting arrested. So I could have been with them.
Could have been with them.
So I have a dark woods scary story. I was spending the night at my friend Bubba's house.
Oh, Bubba.
Bubba Martin.
In South Carolina.
South Carolina, yeah. And so they lived on a wooded property, and I remember we stayed up late. We always stayed up late. Kids would try to stay up all night.
Right.
And I remember looking out his backyard, or maybe we went out into the backyard, and the woods were right there. And looking into the woods, I glanced out, and I saw two glowing eyes. And I'm not talking about like when you shine a light on them. You see them. There was no light.
Right. You're seeing.
And I saw two glowing eyes pop up at the same, and I'm like, oh my God, it's the devil. It's a demon,
the devil,
or whatever. And the cold rush of, the blood ran out of my head and everything.
I've been waiting for you.
Terrified me.
I'm the devil!
And I couldn't believe it. And I looked out, and then the eyes blanked out, and then a pause, and then they came together again, only they had moved a little further apart.
Okay.
They were fireflies. They were lightning bugs. But when they first illuminated, they were in the perfect position of a face, and it just scared me to death for a moment.
Yeah.
And then even after that, even after I found out what it was, I was still suspect.
That's so
looking
funny.
out into the woods.
You want me to think you're fireflies?
Yeah.
Because your mind plays tricks on you, and it does, and you're going to see things. And so I'm such a horror movie dude. I think that sort of helped prep me. Yeah. But what I was in the remake of Night of the Living Dead as one of the zombies. Preston, they had us out in our zombie get-ups, out in the pitch black dark woods as they were ready to shoot this scene. I'm not even listed in the credits, but I'm one of the flesh-eating zombies in the remake. And I'm standing, I can't even see the zombies that are around me. So I had all the reason to be scared, but that had a very neutralizing effect, you know?
I grew up in a house that was very old, Steve, like the house that you live in now, right?
Yes,
so
love
my
it.
house was built in the 1800s. The basement light, there was only one way to turn it on. That was at the top of the steps. And God forbid you went downstairs and your older brother knew that you were down there by yourself.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's like The Conjuring. Yeah.
And then not only that, but we had a deck off of our back door, and the steps going up to the deck, you could you could see right through them. And so when I would come home as an adult, man, when I got to those deck steps, I was like as fast as I could run because I didn't want any monsters grabbing my legs.
You're thinking of hands coming to the steps? Because you've seen it in movies.
Yep.
Chucky's under your bed.
Yeah.
All right, let me
That was
go.
you, right, Case?
Chucky's under your bed. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. For those who you want to tell that story? I'll tell the story.
It was a
Casey,
bad parenting moment.
So his son Seamus is about to go.
That was Casey.
It was Casey. His daughter Casey is about to go to sleep. He's putting her to bed, and comes in and says his good nights, and he's about to slip out of the door. And as he does, he real quickly flips off the light, or first says, "By the way, Chucky's under your bed." Flips off the light and shuts the door.
Now listen, I only shut the door and the lights off for like maybe 3 hours. No, like 3 seconds.
Okay.
He just screamed bloody murder. That was a funny joke, right, guys?
Who was it? Which one was it?
Parker.
Yeah. Tell that story.
Okay.
Because that's so goddamn funny.
I've told this a few times. I'll tell it one more time. Parker, he was just a little kid, and he was telling me about the story that a friend of him had told him, and he said, he goes, "Yeah, Dad, there was so-and-so was telling me about this. It was like this doll, and he had like scratches all over his face, and he had a knife and all this stuff." And I turned to him and I go, "Oh, you mean Chucky?" And he recoiled in horror and inhaled deeply. And he's just like, like I just manifested it into reality.
You validated it.
I've validated this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's real. And he hated Chucky for a long time.
Sure.
One year, a few years later, we gave him, it might have been the next year or whatever, we gave him as a joke gift for Christmas the entire Chucky anthology.
Right, yeah.
On DVD. Funny. He was not happy about it.
Oh, really?
He was
Has he ever
pissed.
watched the movies?
Now he has.
Okay,
yeah,
all right, yeah.
Dude, I told the story in the air, but I got a Charlie McCarthy doll from Santa Claus one year.
Yep.
I hated that freaking thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what movie or TV show I saw, but that thing came to life and was evil.
So listen, look at the classic scene in Poltergeist. I mean, in the dark room, the clown doll on the chair. That stuff wreaks havoc with you.
Let me go to Alex. It's kind of what Alex wants to talk about here. Hi, Alex. You're on the air. Good morning.
Morning, guys. You guys rock.
Thank you, man. All right, what's up, bud?
So my wife, when she was a little kid in single digits, and she had a brother that was a year or two younger than her, they shared a room, and in the grandma had a clown doll from her childhood, right, that she hung on the wall, and it freaked the kids out, and they never told grandma. So when they go to bed, they would flip the doll around to face the wall. So when the grandma would come in to check on the kids, she would see the doll was turned around. She was like, "Why is the doll turned around?"
Oh, no.
What is it? And so she would flip it around.
Oh.
This went on for weeks.
Oh my God!
Right? So the kids are freaking out, and the parents finally ask the kids, "What the hell's going on?" And they're like, "The doll is haunted. It's haunted. The doll keeps turning around." And that's how the grandma finally found out.
That's excellent.
That's the stuff of nightmares.
Oh,
the
that's the
friggin' doll is
best.
turning itself around.
And Gum did it.
My wife's in her mid-40s. She still talks about this. It's the best.
That's great.
hilarious.
I love it. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it. I was
Thanks,
telling
guys.
Casey there was a gag, and you guys know me. I don't like jump scares. I don't like people jump scaring me.
Right.
Because it startles me, and I don't like that. But I saw a prank. It was and there was a series of them done. It was on some Instagram video where you use a doll.
Yeah.
It could be any kind of, it could be a stuffed animal, it could be a Barbie doll, whatever it is. And somebody has rigged it with fishing wire, so you can't see that. And so it's usually somebody who's just like sitting in the living room, reading, watching TV or whatever, and whoever has the control of the fishing wire just moves it just a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And it catches the person's eye. And it's the same on every single person. It catches the person's eye, and they stop what they're doing, they look at it, take a good long stare, and then the thing moves dramatically, and they just
jump.
Terrified. That's a great gag.
It is so good.
I love that
The
bit.
best is when you have a larger size stuffed bear,
Oh,
whatever,
yes.
and a kid gets in it, and it's sitting on the couch, and people will crap themselves.
Best. If you're just tuning in, there's a survey that was done with U.S. adults, and the results came back saying that 29%, nearly a third of U.S. adults are still afraid of the dark. Just the dark alone. So we started talking about that. Let me go to Laura, who's joining us next. Hey, Laura, good morning.
Yoo-hoo!
What? Good morning, Laura. What's up?
Good morning. I am scared of everything. I sleep with night lights on. I have night lights in all of my bathrooms in my house. I fall asleep with the TV on. I hate the dark. I'm just a baby.
So listen, do you find comfort in knowing that a third of the country or the third of adults are in the same boat you are?
Yeah, of course. I'm 36 and I still have night lights in every room. And in the morning, if I'm getting ready and my husband's still asleep, I have to use a flashlight on my phone everywhere that I go because I'm scared.
Laura, let me ask you this, and this could tie into this same conversation. We talked about this years ago, but I saw a study that had, and I had one as well, a story to add, but it was that there are some people that have a piece of furniture in their home that they're actually afraid of. Have you ever been afraid of furniture or an object or something like that? Listen to her laugh.
Well, I'm afraid of...
No, that's ridiculous.
No, that's insane. Yes. I don't like tall dressers. I don't like mirrors, and I don't like my powder room.
Wow.
So you
Tall dressers.
But you're nailing all of the. You're nailing a lot of the horror tropes.
I get
Mirrors.
the tall dresser thing too.
You
Somebody
had-
could be in there.
Yeah, exactly.
An
Yeah.
armoire, or something like that.
Have you ever seen? There's a Kiefer Sutherland movie. It's based on a Japanese horror movie. It's called Mirrors. I believe that's what it's called. And don't ever watch that, Laura, because that'll kill you.
I can't even watch a preview of a scary movie. My kids are 8 and 10, and they love horror movies. They love It. They love Chucky. I don't know where they came from, but I can't even watch a preview.
Laura,
I can't.
with the mirror fear, is it that you're afraid you'll see someone behind you or something like that?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Preston,
get
it. Stay away from The Conjuring, obviously, as long as you can, because it
Thanks,
incorporates all of these things.
Yeah.
Mirror imagery. Yep, absolutely.
I remember a horror trope, Steve, that now doesn't do anything for me, but at first is the person facing the mirror, and then they turn around to leave, and the image is still
It's still
facing the
there.
same
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
That one, the first couple times I saw it, I'm like, whoa. But
Yeah.
now it's like, okay.
It's been done too much.
That bit's been done
A lot
too
of that
much.
stuff is really, you get, I think a lot of my ability comes from becoming immune to it, from seeing so many horror movies, and everything appears to be a trope. But I think what you said probably connects to a lot of people. You take the paranormal movies, you take the movies that are sort of found footage. because yes, you do have a light fixture in your house that might swing, and you're not understanding what's causing that. Those little moments stick in the back of your head.
Well, the furniture thing, and I remember when we initially brought that up years ago, we had this big, high-backed black chair with gold trim on it, and it looked like something like the evil queen would sit in, or that I could envision some kind of a spirit sitting there.
Sure.
And so that freaked me out. I didn't like that thing.
Is it the Bolton Mansion that has the chair?
I don't remember. I'm not. It might be the Bolton Mansion, but yeah, if you sit in it, you're going to die.
Yes, that is the rumor.
But I mean, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Die soon. I guess is the thing. So
Here's a text from a listener that says, the chair outside of my bedroom turns into a monster at night.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like the parody of The Sixth Sense, that I did. You're going to die. Yeah, we're all going to die.
We're all going to die.
Let me go. Hang on a second. Here's Kristen, who's joining. She's been on hold for a while. Hi, Kristen. Good morning.
Morning, Ed.
Good morning to see you. What's up, Kristen?
So when I was about 12 or 13, I was watching The American Werewolf in London in my living room. And my mom always kept the house like super dark. She did not want to pay for like an ounce more of electricity than she had to. And I had to walk through, I paused the movie, had to walk through the kitchen, and into the hallway. Everything's black as, crazy. And when I look into my bathroom, and I don't know, it seems like a lot of horror movies, like scenes happen in the bathroom, like movie Psycho, or, people are looking in the mirror and something looking at them. And I guess that must have been playing on my mind, but all I saw were eyes looking at me from the end of the room.
Has that stuck with you?
It has, because I was staring at it and I started to scream, and here it was my Newfoundland dog. His name was Bubba, which is crazy because you had a story with Bubba earlier.
That's funny.
And he just tackled me against the wall and started licking my face, which is even more scary because he was drinking out the toilet.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of horrible aspects to that story.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that.
Thanks, Kristen. Appreciate it. Here is Marissa wanted me to play this. This is a theme from Are You Afraid of the Dark, which was on Nick, I believe. Yeah. And by the way, she called it Snick, which was Saturday night Nickelodeon, Marissa?
Yes, it was a Saturday night programming.
Okay.
Alex Mack.
Are there any words to this, or is it just creepy?
It's just creepy.
Okay. Are you afraid of the dog? Hang on, there was a couple more calls here real quick. I wanted to go to Adam. Hi, Adam. Morning.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Good. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, so I had a story about obviously afraid of the dark. So I'm a big bow hunter, and obviously you get in hour and a half before
sun comes up. Yep.
So I was on these neurological medications, and I didn't look at any of the side effects because I wanted to see if the medication actually worked. There was a point in time where I would get down out of my stand or wait until the sun was well up. Just because I was petrified of the dark, and that was one of the side effects of the medication.
So one of the side effects was literally fear of the dark?
Fear of the dark, yep. Phobia of the darkness.
Wow.
I think most neurological medications suggest you go bow hunting.
Yeah.
Early.
Early.
I'm in the dark here.
May cause.
Adam, did you continue to take that drug? Did it work otherwise?
Oh, no way. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I need a new one.
That's funny.
I've never seen a
man.
side effect that may cause fear of the dark.
It actually sounds vaguely familiar to me, which is why I double-checked when I asked that question. I thought I had remembered hearing on one of those laundry list of side effects that may cause fear of the dark.
Do you know what they said also that, they have that acoustically quiet room that I think maybe for the longest time it was GE that had it. I don't know who has it now, but it might be in Manhattan. But it is acoustically as close to being completely quiet as you can get. And people go in it and they can't stay in the room for more than like 10, 15 minutes. They go
Makes
nuts.
them uncomfortable.
They get like scared.
Yeah. Casey, I'm going to go to this and we got to wrap it up. I'm going to go to Jeff. Hi, Jeff. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, what's up?
I just had a relatable story about Charlie McCarthy, the doll.
Yeah, and by the way, I had one of those too. And it was, a little unsettling. So go ahead.
super creepy with the monocle. Well, my stepsister and her friend, she used to babysit me when I was younger, and they'd put me to bed, and then they'd wake me up in the middle of the night, and they would prop up Charlie McCarthy at the foot of the bed, staring at me, like, directly in my line of sight. So they'd wake me up in the middle of the night, and they'd be like, Jeff. And then I'd wake up, and Charlie McCarthy would be staring at me, like, creepily, like, and hauntingly, and would absolutely, like, just scare them.
And by the way, Charlie McCarthy, if you're not familiar, had big, wide eyes,
Yes.
a big grin, and a monocle, and just looked weird.
Yeah.
It was like something like, now it would be like Saw.
Yes,
right, yeah.
totally.
Very
Like Jigsaw.
a ventriloquist puppet.
I love
They
it.
had another one called
Thanks, Jeff.
Danny O'Day, which was the one that I had. They were sold in the Sears catalog.
Okay.
Similar thing. Big people have an inherent fear of ventriloquist dummies, dolls.
Dude, I used
They're
to
going to be talking. They're going to start talking
They're
on
gonna
their own.
kill you.
And like I didn't do myself any favors because I used to beat the piss out of this thing because I hated it so much.
And then it hated you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I ended up, after a while, when you become bored with that thing, eventually I ripped it apart and
To see how it works.
to see how the thing worked.
It's what you want to do.
All right. Well, anyhow, if you're afraid of the dark, you're not alone. Nearly a third of adults, according to this particular survey, said as an adult they are still scared of the dark.
I wonder how, in the long run, if you are profoundly scared of the dark, how that can impact your life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it could. I would imagine be fairly inconvenient from time to time. All right. Well, thank you for sharing your fears here on the Preston and Steve Show. We do appreciate that. We do need to take a break. We are going to go on Fox Good Day. We have Mike and Alex to check in with and some bizarre file stories to share with you. That's what we'll do when we get back. Stay put.
I know, and we would be in there in his. He had a.
You have any more
giant-
alligators?
He had a giant aquarium in his room, and one time he decided he needed to clean the aquarium while we were all in there. I was like, dude, and they just took the thing out. Like,
Had he been bitten by it?
He had.
Yeah. I'm not down with that.
No.
No.
All right. We'll go to Jen next. Hi, Jen. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. What were you bitten by?
So when I was 14 years old, I was down in the Outer Banks, and the people I was staying with thought it would be a good idea to go feed the wild horses that were underneath our house. So we bought a whole
She's talking about cave horses.
Underneath your house?
No, the wild horses in the Outer Banks.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were under your house?
Yeah, because they used to, up in Corolla, they used to roam the whole top of the island.
Oh, okay.
Dirt
They were
horses.
corralled.
All right. So, and was this a house up on stilts or something?
Yeah, it's a house.
That makes sense. No, they were earth horses. They burrow into the ground.
Okay.
No, but so listen, I know for a fact that a horse bite can really F you up. So how big was the chomp?
So we joke about it because I got my first hickey from them. It was the giantest bruise on my shoulder. I got trapped between the air conditioner and the house, and the horse just wanted the apple that I had already given.
Oh, my God.
So the horse was about to kill you for an apple.
Oh, I was terrified. And then my mom, I don't know where she came from. She came out of nowhere screaming and yelling, and she luckily scared the horse away before anything else happened. But I can just remember he was walking towards me, and I turned around, and first he was like eating my ponytail.
Man, so listen, if you get, obviously we've all been in proximity to horses. Look at the size of their heads.
Oh, my God.
Look at the size of their mouths.
Yeah.
I mean, that can make some heavy damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We just don't think about it because they're horses. They're our friends.
Thank you, Jen. Appreciate it.
Mr. Ed.
But yeah, they're the power of their jaws has got to be extreme. They could easily, bite something off if they wanted to. Let's see. We have a lot of great calls here. I will go next to. There's a lot of monkey calls, believe it or not.
Hey.
Let's go to Liam. Hi, Liam. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. You guys rock.
Thanks, Liam. All right, you have a monkey story.
Yeah. Actually, so when I was 13, I'm 28 now, but when I was 13, my family took a trip to Punta Cana, and there's a gentleman next to the pool that had a monkey on a leash, letting people take pictures with it. So my brother talked me into going over to it. It climbs up my leg onto my shoulder, smiles with me, takes a picture, climbs back down, and is holding his hand out. And I thought he wanted a little handshake. So I gave him my thumb, and he just hacked right into it.
Oh!
I want to shake your hand.
to top it off, I'm 13. What do? They take me over to the bar and just pour vodka on.
Well, that's how you respond to a monkey bite. Yeah.
So the monkey was looking for a tip, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Dude, I want money, and I'll rip your goddamn head off if you don't give me some.
And it's funny
That's
because
nasty. Thanks, Liam.
they are those monkeys that are part of tourism and the people trained for for tips and stuff like that. They get very aggressive, and I'm surprised that a lot of places where you wouldn't figure they would allow that do allow that because they can freak out at the drop of a hat.
Yeah. So we've had an ostrich bite. We've had several monkey bites. What else we get here? We got another.
Horse.
Yeah. There's bird bites and all this. But how about this one? Let's go to Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi. Welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome to you.
What's up, Jessica?
Thanks for having us over.
Thank you. We appreciate you having us on your show.
I've never been on the radio before.
It's all right. I say something like that on a daily
Preston,
basis. That's totally
what's the
wrong.
latest phrase?
Good morning to see you.
Preston said that, so you're absolutely
Good morning
fine,
to see you. It's all good, Jessica. What's up?
Welcome.
I was in Indiana, and there was a large cat rescue, and they had accidentally had baby tigers. And so for an extra like $5, you could go in and visit that with them. Who doesn't want to go pet a tiger?
Right.
And they were about the size of a big lab. So they weren't huge, but big enough that one decided like my calf looked really tasty, and it bit down on my calf.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it didn't break any skin, but it left a good bruise, and it scared the bejeebies out of me. But,
Jessica, you said it was the size of a large lab?
of like a dog.
I mean, that's a big animal. If a dog that size bites you, that's problematic. If you have one that's trained to do that, that's basically wild.
Yeah,
and
this
it
isn't
clamps down. Yeah,
this isn't a kitten. This is a young tiger. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't card it, but it was definitely older than like an adolescent.
Yeah.
Was it able to buy alcohol?
That's pretty wild, Jessica. You have a tiger bite. That's way up there on bragging rights.
Yeah.
I like to use it in the whole 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, totally.
Because no one believes it. I
Thank
love
you,
it.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Wow. Do you remember when the trainer that we knew would bring Louie in here,
Yeah.
Louie the chimpanzee? Man, I'll never forget that. He brought him in a couple times. It was really cool to be that close to a chimpanzee and hold him and so on. But he was always on guard.
Yes.
The trainer was like he didn't lighten up for a moment.
No, because he said at any moment, like he was stronger than everyone in the room.
Absolutely. And that if he were to become unhinged, we got real trouble.
And he said that, like the 3 of the children's parties, every 4th one he'd have to shoot the in front of the kids.
Well, and he would bring, he would.
Get out of the way!
They would bring them to parties and things like that. We had them out.
We did too, Kat.
And how it eventually ended. I don't remember if it was Louie or I think he had Mikey too. Yeah. But they got out of their. All he would say was they got out of their cage and they had to send them to zoos.
Yeah.
Well, he brought in one time a cub, a bear cub.
Oh yeah.
And it was my wife, the bear cub fell asleep. Claire came in, my wife, just because she couldn't believe it. And I said, you got to get a chance to pet a bear cub. The bear cub fell asleep on her lap. She was sitting on the floor. Those spikes on that that's a bear cub. Yeah. Those things look like Wolverine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything on these friggin' things. It was unbelievable.
So, did you guys see the movie Nope by any chance?
Yes.
Because there's like an underlying theme of a chimp like going crazy. It's terrifying because, it was a fictional thing in the movie, but
it's not inaccurate.
What that thing did, it could, that could have happened in here.
Looking back on Louie and Mikey, like they were cute when they were here, but I'm
not a great idea.
No, it was not
Yeah,
smart. Like they're wild animals, and they shouldn't be kept in cages like
We
that.
also had the white Bengal tigers. Remember that?
Yep. Yep. That was well before Tiger King came out, and we didn't realize that any yokel could walk around with.
The possum bowl doesn't seem so bad now, does it?
Yeah. Right. Let me see here. Okay, since we did mention snapping turtles, we got to go to Tom here real quick. Hey, Tom, morning, bud.
Good morning to see you.
Yes, very good. Good morning to see you. Good morning,
Welcome.
What's up, Tom?
Yeah, I used to go camping a lot when I was younger, and I would always bring a friend. And this one friend, he was like huge into reptiles. He always had, snakes, lizards, turtles, and all that kind of stuff. So there was always like little kind of sitting ponds around. There was always frogs, snakes, turtles, and stuff. So we would go looking. And one time we didn't see this thing, but a huge snapper out of nowhere bit him on his ankle.
Snapper.
And it like ripped a vein out. Like a mile away from the campsite, we had to run back, and I'm a fat boy, so it sucked. It was bad.
Did you guys have to wrap a tourniquet around him or anything?
Once we got back.
Wow.
It took probably 20 minutes to get back.
Oh my God.
But he needed stitches. I think he got 8 stitches.
Dude, that's why one of the things that you see the lunatics. There's a guy who had I think a TV show. He's had not a tooth in his mouth, but he would go into the murky, muddy water.
Yes.
And apparently snapping turtles make for great turtle soup or whatever. So he just reaches his arms down in this brown muck and like pulls out snapping turtles. Yeah. And I it was almost too tense to watch the damn show.
Thanks, Tom. That's messed up. All right, here, this might be most exotic bite. I know we had tiger and ostrich and a few other things, but this says my sister got bit by a chinchilla.
Okay.
At Funimals in Westchester.
Oh, my God.
Funimals. As a kid, and still hates those cute little balls of fluff to this day. She asked for it, though. She stuck her finger in the cage.
Okay.
I got bit by a chinchilla.
Well, you see it all the time where people say, "Don't put your fingers in the cage," or if you get like a little like a behind the scenes or whatever.
Oh
done.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I got kind of reprimanded. I've told this story before. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
But my junior high Spanish teacher, Mr. Huddleston, did some wildlife work with the St. Louis Zoo, and he would foster some of these animals. And when he had facilities where he could keep them,
Like big cats, right?
Yeah, he could
ended up
keep
getting
them.
killed by
So
one, right?
yeah, so but anyhow, he brought in he had a mountain lion in it was a kitten. It was a baby mountain lion in a carry case, and he came walking up to the school. I'm like, no way! Oh my God! And I stuck my finger in there. And he's like, don't do that. That thing will bite it off. He's like, whatever you're doing, do it. And yeah, he was killed by a leopard in his backyard.
So that shows you how good, however good they are wild animals.
Yeah.
You have to remember that. I was at the Philadelphia Zoo here, and we were back. They had an armadillo. I didn't realize this, but the larger armadillo is the kind you might find out in Texas. When they ball up, if your finger gets caught in that, it can break your finger.
Yeah, and those shells, whatever those things are.
The armor.
The bands.
The armor and the armadillo.
All right, we need to take a break. We're actually going to talk to a bite victim in a little while. Maggie, who's a shark bite victim, is going to be joining us. But real quick, I want to go. Somebody was on hold for a long, long time, and they just hung up. Never mind.
Well,
Sorry
don't worry
that.
about it because we have a picture with a snake wearing a helmet.
And we got smoking snakes.
Yeah.
And they have an Uber Eats thing on the back.
That is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
We'll share this on our socials.
That's wonderful.
Phenomenal.
All snakes really should have helmets.
Yes.
What if they take a spill?
Yeah, for safety purposes.
All right. Well, anyhow, thank you for sharing the stories. We appreciate it. And like I said, we'll get Maggie on in a little while, who's a shark bite victim in Stone Harbor.
Yeah.
So we'll get her on in a bit. But let's take a break and come back in a second. We'll get into the bizarre file when we return. Stay with us. By the way, Northeast High School, you're up for coolest teacher. Make sure you let us know who the coolest teacher of the year has been. Text word teacher to 39333 if you go to Northeast, and we'll send you the voting link. We'll be back in a moment.
Is it Katie Kane?
Katie Kane.
It's like Candy Cane.
Yeah.
And I like Candy Cane. Happy birthday, you.
And then a shark?
Yeah.
Ooh. Sorry about that. I had the black bean soup.
Okay. All right. So happy birthday, Katie. All right. So I want to go back to the story we had in the bizarre file. Is it Mykonos? Is that how you pronounce it, Kathy?
Yeah.
That's in Greece?
Yes.
Okay.
It's in Greek, Preston.
It's in Greek.
Yeah.
So a mother and daughter were there. They went to a restaurant. They were kind of talked into hanging out in this particular area of the restaurant, which is a sun deck that they have, and they sat at these chairs. And
It's apparently a popular location.
Yeah, it's a very touristy city.
real beautiful view, right?
It's gorgeous. This doesn't surprise me though. Like a lot of the places seem to be a little bit like this, where you pay $600 for two
They're
drinks.
predatory, right?
It seemed like so. They eventually they were kind of nudged into ordering some food or anyway.
2 mojitos,
mojitos, and 2 crab legs, like just 2 crab legs.
Two.
Not 2 orders of crab
Are
legs.
you even
2
full after
legs.
that?
Right.
They were king crab legs. They are.
They're big.
In their defense, they are the big crab legs. But they were charged like $640, or 600 euros for that, or they were going to call the cops on them.
They were threatened literally with not being able to leave the country. Now, I'm sure, no matter what,
that wouldn't happen.
No matter what the story is, that kind of predatory stuff will happen. As you were saying, Kathy, if you looked at the history of this place, the reviews are replete with all
scam. Are they?
Yeah.
It's a scam. It's one of those
It's a
scams.
scam.
Get in here, come on in here. Oh, we're going to take care of you, and then at the end, oh yeah, here's the bill.
Oh wait, so is this place is known for like bills like this?
It's now known amongst on the travel, like the TripAdvisors and stuff like that. It had that reputation. Now, mind you, it's a nice place, and everyone agrees the food and everything is quite good. However, 2 drinks, 2 crab legs,
Well, see,
$600.
My experience was a little bit different. In London, we ordered 2 martinis, and I forget what vodka we ordered, but it was because it was imported. We paid $40 for each drink, so it was like, or I think it was about an $80 bill for 2 drinks.
Did they wrangle? Did they wrangle you into it? Or,
no, they didn't wrangle. We just
were
ordered.
the prices listed? Obviously,
No, they were like, what type of vodka, and we named it, and I forget what it was. And then
give me the $40 kind.
Well, obviously we questioned it after, and they were like, "Well, it's so and so vodka," and we were like, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, you're not in the United States, so
it's like Tito's or something
like
you
whatever
just you would get here stateside.
We had no idea, so we ended up paying $80 for 2 drinks.
Wow.
I mean, I've already told the story on the air before, but when I had we were in that suite at the Eagles game, and I ordered wings.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know is I was basically ordering catering wings. And not only that, but like beers. I mean, we had so much beer. We were handing it out.
Three.
That was a mistake, though.
Servings or whatever it was.
That is a mistake. And what I'm curious about is if you do make a mistake like that, and it is a legitimate mistake, and before, say it comes and you're like, oh, I didn't know. I am sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Will they sometimes go,
well,
so
even it was a mistake, but not only that, but the menu had prices on it, but even the prices were kind of written in a way that it made it look like it wasn't $500. You know what I mean? It was like, it was like $5 wings or something.
What was the final bill?
It was over $1,000.
Yeah, Casey had ordered off the catering menu.
I mean, they brought out, because I had ordered 2 orders of wings, and they were like, well, why don't we just bring out 1 order? They said
$1,000.
Yeah. Wow, 2 orders.
And did you
that hasn't happened here in 5 or 6 years. We haven't seen anybody.
Well, so that's the thing. They were like, why don't we bring out 1 orders, and if you need any more, we can bring out more, because there was only 5 of us in this entire suite. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And when they brought out that 1 order of wings, and it was in a giant chafing dish, I was like, oh, yeah, we don't need all of these. And then they're bringing out, when we ordered like a beer, they brought out a bucket of beer.
Did you pay the bill?
So we were able to talk them down a little bit, and so the manager had to come out, and I said, listen, the way this is written on the menu, it makes it, I thought this was $10.
Put your mother on the phone.
Preston, so the name of this place in Mykonos is called the DK Oyster Bar.
Yes.
And I brought up, and you mentioned in the B file, the people go to TripAdvisor to rip on this place. They do. And so I want you, Preston, to just read these as I scroll through. All right,
the top one is the one from the story I just recounted. Here's another one. A scam waiting to happen on the unsuspecting masses of vacationers heading their way. The waiters tried selling us food. Each kept giving us different prices. We kept to drinks after hearing about the bad reviews. Another one says, I went to this place. By the way, going back to Licking, Missouri real quick.
Yes, yeah.
If you're my buddy Danny, his dad was from Licking, but you didn't say Licking. If you were from there, Licking.
Yeah. Licking.
No G.
Yeah.
Drop it.
So it's kind of like our intercourse or...
Well, it was actually named after, there were natural salt licks.
Oh, there you go.
And quite literally, that was it.
Okay. All right.
And so they called it licking.
That's all you need.
Yep, exactly.
It's the most populous city in Texas County.
In Texas County, I didn't even know there was a Texas County, Missouri.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There you go.
I got to get back to licking.
Fun
someday.
fact.
All right. Let's do the B file. Here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Delco Trim Light. Visit DelcoTrimLight.com to schedule an estimate on installation of the coolest permanent programmable holiday lighting system around.
I'm sorry, Preston.
Yes.
The population of Licking, Missouri doubled because they opened a prison there in 2000.
That tracks.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
That definitely tracks. All right, so Katya Sulti was enjoying her visit to the San Diego Zoo's gorilla enclosure when one of the massive apes suddenly charged toward her, slammed its powerful fist in the glass, and leaving a deep crack just inches from her face.
This video of this, it's pretty wild.
She said it was terrifying. It was really shocking.
Yeah, that just happened.
There was probably a 6-foot crack, and the gorilla was just staring at me, she said. Zoo officials said in a statement that Denny, a 10-year-old Western lowland gorilla, broke one of the 3 layers of tempered glass separating guests from the gorilla habitat on Saturday.
I said, bitch.
Denny was not...
Sticking your face up against the glass, I said, bitch. I said, bitch.
Denny was not injured. However, the exhibit will be temporarily closed as the glass is repaired.
I mean, when you're in, and we all love these things. They're terrific. Here at the Philadelphia Zoo, they have them all over the place. When you see something like this, you're like, whoa.
Yeah. It is common for male gorillas, especially in adolescence, to express these types of behaviors, the zoo spokesperson said. Bursts of energy, charging, dragging items, and running sideways are all natural for young males.
And occasionally playing the violin.
Sulte said that before charging at the glass, Denny appeared to be playfully fighting with the other male gorilla in the exhibit. She said they were really having fun. It was fun to watch because they were kind of taunting each other. They kept going in circles, almost swiping each other, but then not quite hitting each other.
Hold on a second here, Bubba. This bitch is eyeballing me.
A similar incident took place in 2020 when another gorilla damaged a layer of glass at the zoo while engaging in a physical confrontation with a fellow ape. Adult male gorillas are extremely strong. They can weigh between 300 and 500 pounds and are capable of lifting up to 10 times their body weight.
So, Preston, prior to it, everyone is there, and their heads were down. At least she was, the woman who is the one in the story here. Quickly looking down at her phone, whether she was getting her camera ready or whatever.
Yeah.
So when the gorilla collided with the glass, just shocked.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sure. All right, a former strip club employee in Florida has been arrested for a drive-by cheeseburgering.
Uh-oh.
No.
Investigators allege that Jordan Cotto showed up Friday night at Atlantis Gentlemen's Club to speak with management, but got into a verbal argument.
That's why you need background checks for cheeseburgers.
During the dispute, Cotto allegedly grabbed a cheeseburger from his vehicle and threw the delicacy, striking a male victim on the shoulder and causing him bodily harm.
Whoa. Let's de-escalate this.
The man,
Bodily harm, like, come on.
however,
At least take the cheese off.
was not seriously injured by the beef cheese projectile. Questioned by police, Cotto reportedly confessed to the crime and showed no remorse after the incident. The defendant stated he did throw a cheeseburger from his vehicle and, quote, said he would do it again.
Isn't there a safer way to neutralize someone first with nuggets?
Yeah.
Cotto was arrested for battery, a misdemeanor, booked into the county jail. Judge ordered him to have no contact with the victim. He was actually arrested last month for burglarizing his uncle's boat and stealing a firearm, which he sold to a relative for $300. And prosecutors subsequently declined a felony charge, concluding that the facts and circumstances revealed did not warrant prosecution at the time.
So he sold the gun and kept the burger.
That's right. It's a lot like that.
Yeah.
In Indianapolis, a man is in critical condition after a go-kart crash. Responding officers located an unresponsive 42-year-old man who a witness said lost control of a handmade go-kart and hit a curb before being ejected. He was actually taken to the hospital in critical condition. So they're looking for people who might have information or surveillance video, but you know,
When you were growing up, did you know a lot of guys who built their go-karts from scratch? I did.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That was the thing to do, is to build go-karts from scratch.
Like out of metal frames and
wood, metal, the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I had never heard of a homemade go-kart.
My buddy won a go-kart from, it had to have been Raisinets. They had like contests on the bar because he had a Raisinets Corvette go-kart. It was awesome.
That's how fast they go fast?
I mean, I don't, like maybe
fast enough to get Raisinets.
Yeah, 25 miles per hour maybe.
Yeah. Well, when you're sitting that low to the ground, that seems really fast in one of those things. So, all right, a woman upset, this is messed up, upset at a customer taking too long in the line at a Marshall's in New Jersey, allegedly bought kitchen knives from the store and then used one to stab the shopper. The victim was stabbed multiple times in front of her family. The incident started Saturday when Amber Thompson of Newark got into an argument with another customer over the speed of the checkout line.
Man.
As the victim and her family left the store and headed toward their car, Thompson allegedly purchased a set of knives. Thompson removed one from the box, then went after the victim in the parking lot, ultimately stabbing her multiple times. Dude, she took the time to go and get knives out of the store for this very purpose. Police found the injured woman in...
It's the definition of premeditated.
Bloody clothing with several puncture wounds to her torso. She was taken from the parking lot to a nearby hospital with injuries that did not appear life-threatening. Thompson was located in the Marshall's bathroom with a kitchen knife laying atop the baby changing station.
I would hire a fashionista to kill her.
Thompson was charged with second-degree aggravated assault, third and fourth-degree weapons offenses, and fourth-degree endangering. She's being held at the county jail pending a court hearing.
Can you imagine having the time to just pause and think about that? You have to purchase, take the knife out.
Right.
I mean, where along that line don't you just say, let me just stop this?
Yeah, not a good idea.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, anyhow, that is where we will wrap up the bizarre file for now, my friend. All right, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. We'll come back in just a moment, so you stay put. We'll be right back. And was left horrified and ripped off. Asked several times for the prices. The waiters kept telling me it was cheap and not to worry. The bill was over 400 euros for a couple of badly made drinks.
I mean, it's 1 star after 1 star after 1 star. I feel robbed.
The waiters
that's the
and staff
scam.
are extremely intimidating, especially when questioning the bill. These people are a bunch of scam artists. I really wish I read more reviews before coming here. Wow. This one says, we were lured to dine at their restaurant by friendly, pushy waiters offering us comfort in the sun.
Oh, so this is a full-on scam.
Yeah, we were then pushed into ordering food from menus without prices, but the waiters seemed so energetic, smiling, impatient that we felt obliged not to be a nuisance. Long story short, we, a family of 6, paid almost as much for this one meal of our vacation as we did the entire hotel stay of 5 days.
Jesus.
And I can't see how the prices they charge are warranted. I'll never be coaxed off of the beach again into any establishment without reading the reviews first.
Anytime somebody's like forceful like that,
Yes.
something's
I don't
gonna
like that
happen.
approach. I hate that approach. I never get suckered in on that crap.
In my sister and I went to Paris. I was only 18 years old, and she was she's 4 years older than me. And there were high pressure people on the street, trying to get you into places,
Into these various places. Yeah.
One of them was live sex on stage. I kid you not, I was in the red light district, live sex on stage, and I go, dude, and this guy spoke English because he thought, oh, you guys are Americans. Wow. So he really started giving us the hard sell, and I go, dude, it's my sister. I'm not.
Yeah, no thanks.
Going to come on, man, you got to just come on in.
This is a good way to bond with your sister. You watch a 69 on stage. Or Swiss Nerf.
Las Ramblas in Barcelona is a little bit like that, where they're coaxing you into the different restaurants and stuff like that. But I ordered, if you go to a good restaurant or not, a place that's not going to scam you, I ordered a bottle of champagne, and the guy, the price wasn't on the menu, one of those. And
Be leery when there's no price that you can see written down.
It, but a lot of times they don't list the prices, and I had it before, and it wasn't like some astronomical bottle. But the guy came over and he said, I just want to let you know this whatever version of what it was like $400. He said, so I just want to make sure you know what you're ordering. That's what a good restaurant's going to do. And that's when I was like, okay, no, thank you. I thought it was the regular bottle.
Did you go, did you look like I can? Do I look like I can't afford a $400 bottle of wine?
I must look like some sort of hooker.
No, Casey. I was like, you're right. I'm not paying $400 for a bottle of champagne.
Casey, when they brought out the $1,000 plus, did you say, how much without the buffalo sauce?
Well, here, going to Casey's story, Jessica has one similar. Hi, Jessica. Good morning.
Good morning. morning. I just wanted to tell Casey, like, don't stress out because I did the same thing. We went to Disney on Ice a couple of years ago, and we had 5 kids with us, and we were like, oh, can we get 5 orders of chicken tenders, 5 orders of French fries? And they brought back 5 like chafing dishes of chicken tenders and French fries.
Oh my God!
And they like gave me a bill for like $1,600.
Yeah, crazy, right?
I like almost jumped out of the balcony.
But like, Jessica, let me ask you: were there enough people in that suite to finish even one of those orders of chicken fingers?
There was like 7 of us.
Yeah.
And my oldest at the time was like 7 years old. I had like 4 little kids.
The fact that you listen,
same exact thing.
You know, but I mean, is there a listing for an individual serving of chicken?
No,
no,
there's
but
like a little paper menu on the thing, and it's like there's no prices, and it's like chicken tenders, French fries, fried shrimp, whatever.
So
I'm like, oh, let me get 5 orders. And at first they brought out like 1 chafing dish of French fries and 1 of chicken nuggets. And I was like, well, that makes sense. Like for room, they just put it all in one big tray, whatever.
Right.
And then they came back like 4 more times.
Oh, my
And I was
goodness.
like, what is going on? Like, this is like we paid like $1,000 for this like suite for Disney on Ice to begin with. And they were like, oh no, like this is all you ordered. And I was like, oh, well, then we have a problem.
Yeah, we have a major problem, and that's why, like, you know, this is the norm for them. That's the thing for these, you know, the servers. That's the norm. You know, so
well, they're used to providing food for a suite. However, if there's 7 people, like with Jessica's situation, and one of them is a kid, and you says, are you sure you want 250,000 chicken fingers?
Yeah, you have to explain. This is an entire dish that you're
Chafing
ordering.
dish.
Do you like even with yours, Casey? They should have explained to you, like her saying, "Okay, let's start off with 1." Well, you didn't know what that meant. Like there should be. Hey, are you?
All right,
you
so
understand that there's
250,000 fingers and 51,000 French fries.
Jessica, did you get the money thing worked out with them?
I cried and cried and cried and cried, and they like took 4 of them off because we didn't touch them, and I refused to touch them. But it was still like $200 in chicken nuggets and French fries.
Oh my God!
4 little kids,
Especially when you went the extra mile to get the thing and take the kids to see Disney on Ice, which I'm sure you were riveted by.
You get a week's worth of chicken fingers to take home with you.
Right.
But like the thing is, you feel like an idiot. You know what I mean? Like
you do.
How did
you
I
feel
not
embarrassed.
know?
You feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
You feel like, and listen, all the time there, like whenever I encounter the people, the wait staff, they're awesome. Like they'll hook you up and they'll take care of you. But there should be perhaps a little bit better delineation between an individual, if they even offer an individual size.
Thanks, Jessica.
And a chafing dish.
So I had something similar, and I don't want to say like where I was, but you know, I went in to have a service done. And I was expecting one price, right? So I went in and so I ended up getting quoted this price that was basically 3 times as much as I had anticipated.
Right.
And I was so embarrassed that I couldn't pay it.
Yeah.
That I was like, okay, well, hang on to, and so they still have my stuff.
I will use my mouth on you.
But I was like, okay, all right.
Did they do the service?
So there were 3 things that I needed serviced. I asked for them to service the cheapest one of the 3. I go, okay, hang on to everything, and then when I come back and pick this up, I will.
Why don't you just go get it and say no thanks?
Well, so I ended up sending an email to somebody else, because I dealt with somebody online. The person that I dealt with at the store was different. So then when I went home, I finally got the balls to go, I can't pay this. Like, I don't want, And so I emailed the person. I'm like, listen, this is what I thought was, and I was too embarrassed to say something and just walk away with my product.
You should have sent them a note like written in crayon. This is my house. I cannot afford this.
But I was and that's what it really boiled down to, was just me being too embarrassed to say, it is too
Do you think they were
expensive for
being?
me.
Do you think they were being predatory to you? Do you
No,
think that they
no.
Were, okay, you just got confused.
I just got
All right.
confused, and I didn't know, going into it. The other problem is, like, when you want to find out how much something costs, like, the internet doesn't really help you with that sort of stuff. You're like, how much should this cost? And then the internet's like, well,
We don't know.
We don't know.
You know where this happens actually a lot is the nail salon. So I was sitting in a nail salon and I watched them. Do you want this new type of manicure? And the girl was like, okay, well, what is it? And there's a little bit of a language barrier. So they do their best to explain it to her. And she's like, all right, yeah, that sounds fine. Great. Comes with a little extra massage, whatever it was. And I was still there when she checked out. And it was a $200 manicure she got.
Whoa.
She goes, what do you mean $200? And they were like, well, we did whatever the nail polish was and this and that. And she was like, absolutely not. She goes, it took you the same amount of time to do my nails as if I were to get a regular manicure. If it was a 3-hour-long manicure and there was more time that went into it, but what
was their reaction?
She refused to pay it. She said, I am not paying this. She said, you can call the cops. You can do what you want. I am not paying you for this. And they did eventually just charge her what she would have normally paid when she, went in there on a normal basis to get a regular manicure.
I also, I just got a text. I was reminded, same thing happened with dog grooming. And so
dog grooming's expensive.
Well, and I know
if you
that.
don't know that.
And I know that, and I know going in, but I'd gone in the last time, and my dogs are a little hairier, a little bit more matted.
About their butt hair removed as well, please?
Steve, these guys charge me hundreds of dollars more than what I'm used to paying. They charged me a matting fee, and they just shaved it off anyway.
What was the final charge?
It was like, Hun, can you text me and let me know? Because it was somewhere in the neighborhood of somewhere between $300 to $500.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
It was 2 dogs.
And now you have big dogs.
2 big dogs.
Yeah.
And Reggie doesn't do well with the dryers.
Right.
He gets really anxious. He's not nasty. But he's also 80 pounds.
Right.
So that's why I was kind of like, okay, it is what it is. And, but I just, I was like, but I was too embarrassed to go, I'm not paying this.
Right.
That's way too much. And then, and I don't know what it, when you just say it's a matting fee, but then you just shave over it anyway. I'm like, what's the difference if you're, there might be a big difference. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not
But
a dog
it seems
groomer.
very pricey. It seems extraordinary. I mean, even for the size of your dogs, that's ridiculous.
Here's a text says, went out in Amman, Jordan, one time and ended up with a $3,000 US dollar bill that I had to argue down to $1,500 in Arabic, surrounded by a bunch of Jordanian thugs. He said everything is negotiable in the Middle East. It was a gentleman's club, and we were paying for the, quote, the girls' time and their $50 drinks. We didn't even get an effing OTPHJ out of the 3 of us. And so they had to argue $3,000. Wow.
That's insane.
Hang on a second. There was, here's one that says, hey guys, everyone should know that if they're in a foreign country, unlike America, if there's bread or anything else on the table, when you sit down, you'll get charged for it.
Yeah.
That does happen. Yes, I have heard of that.
Yeah, and when
if it seems like it's complimentary because it's sitting out, you need to be aware that you might have.
And as they point out with this place that started this place at Mykonos, they actually there is a menu online with the prices that are nothing like what this mother and daughter were charged for 2 crab's legs and 2 mojitos.
Yeah. Hang on, I want to go to John. Hey, John. Good morning.
Hey guys, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, what's up, buddy?
So quick story, similar to Casey, just being, not sure of something. My wife, it was her birthday. She's also about to give birth to our second boy. This was about 4 years ago. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to take you out to a jewelry store. You pick anything you want. Mm-hmm. And I am a man of modest means. My wife is a person of modest means.
Right.
And so we go to the jewelry store. The lady was super nice. She's like, oh, let's look at this, look at this. And my wife was like, I would like earrings. So she takes us to this display case. I'm wearing like mesh shorts and a T-shirt. So, she takes us to the case. My wife puts it on. She looks great. My wife then goes, you know what? I really don't. I asked the lady. I was like, how much is it going to be? She was like $3 to $5. I was like, oh, okay. And then my wife's like, oh, I really don't feel too good. Let's just leave. So we walk out of the store and I go, Ray, are you okay? And she's like, you know those earrings she showed you? And I was like, yes. She was like, that was $3,000 to $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she knows, my wife knows, and it's a similar thing that you guys are talking about, being embarrassed. She knows that I would have been so embarrassed, I would have paid. I would have been like, here you go. Yep.
Yep.
That's the worst when you listen and you're a hardworking person and you're there and you want to and then when you have to really, and they do that on purpose a lot of times. They really hide the price and they make it small. So I'm just very over it. I want to see look at the price tag and say, this is what I'm looking for. You won't waste your time.
Marissa. I don't know if the camera was on me or not, but I was picking my teeth with a piece of paper because I couldn't find my little.
What happened?
Casey got me one.
Oh, there you
Gave me
go.
a little toothpicky thing.
I love those things.
So thank you, Casey. Real quick, I want to mention an event that's coming up. It's a charity event that I'm going to be hosting. It is the A Mother's Wish Gala and Casino Night. Wow. And it's coming up on Saturday, November 1st. And this is to help raise funds towards research, patient education for Crohn's disease, advocacy, Camp Oasis as well. My wife is on the board. And so it's for people who suffer from Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, IBD, all this stuff. And it's a casino night. Ooh. So you come out, we're gonna have blackjack, we're gonna have craps and roulette, and you play. And the more you win, the more you can enter to win prizes.
Love that.
That's what's fun about that, because you play this game all night and you're really not losing money per se, but you're winning chances to bid on these tons of items that we're going to have to give away. So I love stuff like that.
You've done this before. It's been a big hit. And I'll tell you what, I saw some of the stuff that's up for grabs coming in yesterday. What a delivery.
Yeah, thanks to Matt from Kramer Beverage. You brought by a bunch of stuff yesterday. We're getting a lot of cool things. So if you would like to be a part of this, it is going to be Saturday, November 1st at Alloy of King of Prussia. It's a DoubleTree by Hilton property. And that is going to be 6 to 11 p.m. It is it's like 4.5 hour open bar, buffet style dinner, the whole thing. So you get to come and play. And listen, even if you can bring kids that are underage and they can play the casino games as well.
Get them started early.
Listen, when my kids, the first time we did the gala, they were just thrilled to sit down and play blackjack all night. And they were teenagers and thought it was a lot of fun. So anyhow, you can go to PrestonandSteve.com or WMMR.com, click on events, and then scroll down and you will see the whole thing there, all the information, and I will be hosting that event. So come out and join if you can. All right, so something that we have not done in a couple of weeks, but we're overdue, is share the knowledge of the Just Sayin Institute.
The Just Sayin Institute, home of the Preston Elliott Museum of Haunted Furniture.
That damn chair.
Damn chair.
All right, so we're going to start with this. Sufferers of chronic constipation have been handed the first ever official list of foods and supplements that can help to get things moving, and it includes some surprising everyday staples. And this is interesting. What I did not know, that until now, clinical guidance has been limited to vague advice about eating more fiber and drinking plenty of water.
It's kind of true. If you do some research, if you've ever been constipated, and I'm sure most of us have, and you take kind of a quick precursory look of what's available information-wise online, not a lot. Just kind of general stuff.
Yeah, they were just like, okay, look for things that are high in fiber and try those. But it turns out...
Eat a table.
Some are better than others.
Yeah.
So the new dietary guidelines drawn up by experts at King's College London and endorsed by the British Dietetic Association offer evidence-based advice for adults living with the condition, which affects millions and can seriously impact quality of life. It's actually perfect that I was talking about Crohn's disease and IBD and ulcerative colitis, because that's all that plumbing work down there. So for the new report, it sets out for the first time which foods and supplements really work and which don't. So after analyzing data from 75 different clinical trials, researchers challenged longstanding assumptions about constipation, overturning some familiar home remedies while singling out others as genuinely effective. And they found that eating, and I thought this was pretty interesting, 2 to 3 kiwi fruit a day for at least 4 weeks led to measurable improvements in bowel movement frequency.
So 2 to 3 kiwi fruits a day for how long?
It says 4 weeks. It's a lot of kiwi.
So it's a lot of kiwi over the course. But does that say that the suggestion is that will reset your system?
I don't know if it resets.
Or do you have to eat that way forever?
No, it says measurable improvements in bowel movement frequency.
All right,
I don't know.
right.
And by the way, I love kiwis.
I do too.
They're fantastic.
I don't have them enough.
They're so good.
Yeah, they have like little seeds in that I don't think I really care for.
Only 99 cents at your local Acme, Casey.
It depends on how ripe you get them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is I don't know how to,
got to squeeze them.
You squeeze
Listen,
Just give them a little squish.
Yeah.
To fight your constipation, you just hunker down and just
suffer through it.
I mean, listen, I've been constipated in the past, but like it's really not an issue and hasn't been an issue for me. And so for like I just watched the show Boots, and this kid in Boots in his first week of boot camp did not go to the bathroom at all because of the open toilets.
Yeah.
Right?
Stuff like
And,
that.
Like I don't know how you can't you can. I don't know how people can't fight it.
So if you've ever had it, a lot of times, for example, sometimes if you get surgery or whatever, they'll give you these very powerful medications, but they always say that the side effects are going to be constipation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so a lot of times people will forego the painkiller because they know on the other side the constipation is going to be a real difficult thing to get through.
By the way, this one is surprising. One that works really well.
Nick, that guy was constipated.
Yeah,
That's what his problem was.
Reaching out to you.
Yeah.
That would explain
You
his,
can help me!
his inability to hear anything. He was crammed full of crap.
Yeah.
Rye bread and high mineral content water, particularly types rich in magnesium and sulfates, were also shown to make a modest but meaningful difference.
Well, if you're at DEFCON 1, what they say right now, the kiwi fruit they say is the real home run.
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
you don't have time to be. Yeah, let's give a shot to the mineral water.
Psyllium fiber.
I take that every day.
Is that?
Yes.
You almost sound like JFK for a second.
I take that every day. Helps with my bowel movements.
Yeah.
Jackie, come in here.
All
right.
Yeah.
What does that look like in my rectum?
Oh my God. So this is psyllium husk that I have here.
Right.
I haven't been taking that lately.
Yeah,
I
me
need to.
neither.
I take it every day.
Shows.
I take what I do, Preston, is I take 5.
Yeah.
4 times a day.
4 times
I
a
can't
day?
believe you do that.
You're taking 20 of those a day?
Yes, I
It
do.
says to do.
Yep.
I mean,
Damn.
it really does say that. It says take 2 to 5 capsules up to 4 times a day.
Jesus.
I only take 5
Preston,
one time a day.
I actually am able. I produce usable cinder blocks out of my ass. Yeah.
So also it says, magnesium oxide supplements are also beneficial. By contrast, some popular approaches were found to lack convincing evidence. Generic high-fiber diets, where patients are simply told to eat more fiber without specifying the source, did not perform well in clinical studies. Yeah.
So let me ask you, if you want to dislodge a dam building in your system, like black coffee and a bran muffins, the classic go-tos.
I never really think about it.
Yeah.
If I'm having a
I think
problem,
about your poop all the time.
no, if I'm having issues, I just kind of suffer through it. Or if it gets so bad, as you guys know, I went to the hospital one time.
Oh, you thought you were having a massive heart attack.
I thought there was something seriously wrong with me. And they're like, nope, you got to take a dump.
Yeah.
Well, how do I do that? Enema.
Yeah.
Oh,
Enema gets it, yeah.
That's it.
Enema. Dun, dun,
And listen, as unpleasant as those things can be, when I'm in that kind of pain, I'm like, dude, I'll do whatever needs to be done.
It does not matter.
Extremely painful. So also Senna supplements, a plant-based laxative commonly used for chronic constipation, did not work well either.
So that's good to know. You don't want to waste your time. You said Senna?
Senna, Senna supplements.
Not familiar.
The authors say their findings mark a promising step forward in helping people self-manage symptoms through diet, as well as improving care by doctors, nurses, and dietitians. Constipation affects up to 1 in 6 adults. Is a major driver of doctor appointments and over-the-counter medicine use. Researchers say that the new guidance will help it make it easier for clinicians to offer tailored advice based on specific symptoms such as stool frequency, consistency, or straining, rather than a one-size-fits-all approach.
Do you think you would rather have chronic constipation or chronic diarrhea?
Man, that is a good question. You know what?
Diarrhea.
I'd go with diarrhea.
Diarrhea every time.
Yeah.
Constipation hurts more. Diarrhea just sucks.
Team diarrhea.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm on team diarrhea as well,
everybody.
please.
Because that bloated feeling, the backup of gas that causes things like Preston believing he's having a heart attack.
I mean, like
painful. Yeah.
It's just, I can't even explain. It's just severe, almost passing out pain.
Yeah.
So I'd take the diarrhea.
Yeah.
I'll take the diarrhea, please.
Yeah, but diarrhea for 10, please.
All right, let's see. There are other things. We'll switch gears from the bowels to how we are as social creatures.
Well, if we're in the bathroom all the time, probably not very social.
A wide array of research has shown that humans are social creatures who usually enjoy spending time around others, but that drive to be around people and the joy it brings may go further than most realize. New research published in social psychology and personality science found that many people enjoy spending nearly all of their time around others, even when it comes to doing activities you would not traditionally consider social.
So I read a book. I think the author was Naomi Wolf, and I think that was her name. But it was about the importance of of the social aspect of being with people, of seeing people, of the pat on the back, all that stuff. And basically the conclusion of the data that was culled is that however important you thought it was, supporting what you're saying here, Preston, it's even that much more important.
Yes, for the study, researchers analyzed 105,766 activity episodes from 41,094 people who participated in the American Time Use Survey, which is a U.S. Census Bureau study that collects data on how people age 15 and up spend their time. They specifically looked at data collected in 2010, 12, 13, and 2021 and found that people ranked every activity as more enjoyable when they did it with others versus going at it alone. While activities people typically do with others, like eating and drinking, were understandably linked with more happiness, there were also some that were traditionally done alone that also increased feelings of happiness, like reading. The researchers wrote in a conclusion saying every activity was significantly more enjoyable with other people. Now, the question is, why? So people are social by nature, points out Aaron P. Briney, a psychologist and professor at Vanderbilt University, said we're designed to thrive in social groups. Doing things with others taps into our biological need for connection. And that includes doing activities that when you are, quote, alone together with others.
There's a technical term for that, and I heard it for the first time a couple days ago about couples that are in the same room doing different things, not even necessarily... just
being around.
In proximity.
Yeah.
And that is the benefit of that.
Yeah, that's
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too, and it's most often with Rochelle, with my wife or my kids, but just being in each other's presence.
How often is it with a paid escort?
Not as much these days, but no.
I mean, listen, I said that with my son, and a lot of times, whatever you're doing with him, it's what he wants to do. And so I ran into that issue a lot this summer where it was like I just, watched.
You just wanted to be in proximity.
I just wanted him in the room, right?
Yeah.
And so we had to watch what he wanted to watch. And he was home for fall break this weekend. And in my back room, I have two TVs, and I was, I had, both screens on, and he came in and he just wanted to play his PlayStation 5.
Right.
And I was like, go ahead. I'm like, just as long as you're next to me, that's all I really care about.
It's nice, man. Yeah.
So researchers found that people enjoy doing this the most with others. Eating, drinking, walking. Also running, playing games, traveling, and laundry.
Together?
Man,
yes.
So erotic.
That's a solo activity.
But there were plenty of other things that people enjoyed with others that are usually thought of as solo activities. Those include reading, doing arts and crafts, commuting, and cleaning.
I read to my wife.
You read to your wife?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, she's a bit dyslexic, so if she listens to, or she reads a book, she listens to it. She's an audiobook person, just like you guys. And so if she wants to read a book, bless you.
Thank you.
I read it to her.
Okay, that's cool. So that's definitely something you guys do together.
Yeah.
So the activity that people reported having the least boost in happiness, but still enjoyed doing with others, was caring for animals. It's impossible to do things with others all the time, and mental health experts say that it's important to find a balance that feels right to you. People can, of course, also enjoy their own company and enjoy solitude for its quiet, according to the doctor, but it's not healthy to be afraid to ever be alone.
Do you know what's sort of fun to do with another person? Stalking someone you're sure loves you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With another person?
With another person.
Okay. Is it the person that is that?
No.
Okay,
no,
just someone
they're going to
different.
help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
They also recommend paying attention to how comfortable you feel sharing space with people, even if you're not talking. They said for some people, there's an idea that you have to be talking and engaging when you're with others. But being alone together still may scratch an itch and not drain your social battery in the same way.
I definitely, when I'm sitting, if it's the evening and I'm sitting with Claire and we're on the couch and she's, playing a game on her phone or whatever, and I'm just doing my thing, I'm on the computer, just being in proximity, I'll look over and it's a wonderful, warm feeling.
Ultimately, psychologists recommend at least being aware that being around others more could make you feel happier.
Because we know the devastating aspects of isolation, and how quickly, in fact, in this book, they talk about how quickly you can take a turn for the worse if you, being lonely, not having that interaction. It's not just some sort of, hyperbole. Well, it can have a devastating impact.
Yeah. I do need alone time, though.
Yes.
I do need solitude from time to time.
God gave you two hands.
So, but the idea of being alone all the time, no. It's very sad.
That's why that whole concept of, solitary confinement or Preston Papillon kind of stuff.
Yeah. Drives you crazy.
Too
but
much.
I was thinking of more like
the Eastern State Penitentiary.
More social situations where like you're around several people. And I was just sort of thinking about this when
like a daisy chain.
Well, no. I'm talking like a party or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Where I feel like, I don't always feel like talking and interacting and small talking, and I feel awkward in those situations. And I wish that there wasn't this expectation that I was going to be
the life of the party.
Yeah, and outgoing, and not necessarily life of the party, but outgoing and gregarious and like sometimes
I think
believe it or not, sometimes I don't feel like talking.
But you can also say, I've said to people, I'm just enjoying being here with you and listening to the conversation, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times I'm sort of expected to be, and that's fine.
If you're hosting, yeah. Casey, I started watching that show that you and Steve recommended, Your Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm, and like every Sunday they go to the brunch at the club,
Right.
and like these social requirements at going to those clubs, I was like, man, I would die. There's no way I could do that ever, let alone every freaking weekend. And like the social climbing that you got to do as a result.
I wouldn't mind it if I didn't have to talk.
Yeah, just hanging.
Yeah.
You are the most social person I've
That's what I'm
ever
talking about,
met.
Press. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Some of that is because I'm expected to. Sometimes
So when you're doing that, you're putting on a front of sorts.
I got this dual life going on right now. Yeah,
it's wild, man, because like, for example, when we were in Clearwater and the server comes over.
That's different. Yeah.
How's that different?
Well, maybe I was in that mood at that time. I don't get to pick or choose when I feel like being social.
It's like being the Hulk.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You have no power over it.
Yeah. But sometimes you do.
Sometimes you do.
Okay, because more often than not, I see you in asking people about their lives to tell you to get a conversation going, to bring a conversation out of them.
And
I
you
see
know
that
what, man?
you all the time.
I'm better with strangers too.
But I think also,
I'm
Case,
so much better and more comfortable with strangers, with people I don't know.
I think you're talking also about more than just an interaction with somebody like that, or somebody you meet on the street. I think if you're with a collection of people, like in a living room,
right,
that's what you're probably talking about. That dynamic, correct?
Or like, I don't even, like around a table at a wedding or something.
Or a ritual
with people
sacrifice.
you don't, a group of people you don't know.
No. More so people that I do know.
Okay.
It's harder.
Casey, I agree with this so much. And I
Okay.
feel like it's just been the past couple of years. And there's been like days where I just go out and I just want to like, I want to be out.
Yeah.
It's like being in a group text message. Like I want to see all the messages, but I have nothing to add. But
Right.
I want to be part of it. And I'm here. And then at some point I'm going to jump in because my mood might flip and change. But in the moment, it's just not. And sometimes it's also like if you're going to a party, we were at a wedding on Saturday night, Preston. And it was like, it was so comfortable being around the people I knew. And then I went into the dance floor. And the first time I was like, oh God, I don't want to like interact with anybody. But then as the night started going and you're warming up and everybody gets a little more friendly and you have maybe something to talk to somebody about because
Right.
they did
Lubricated.
a speech.
Yeah.
Perhaps, but like maybe they did a speech and you're like, oh, I can ask you about something. Like it's having a starting point. That's not just like, hey, so who are you? You know, like that helps.
Well,
too.
let me ask you, in your collection, because you have a very solid, active, and you have like friend clusters. Where you're like Claire in a lot of ways, has these different groups that can hang out with. So when you're together with those clusters, are you often relied upon to be the driving force of conversation and so on and so forth, or can you just sit back and just enjoy the group for what it is?
I think we all know each other's dynamics.
Okay.
And like you can tell when somebody's like in a mood or in a vibe and
All
it's
right.
like, oh, you're gonna let them chill for a little bit and they don't
Yeah.
have to jump in and interact until they feel like it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and Press, like it's so I think it's easy for you to go, well, hang on a second, because I have Exhibit A and Exhibit B here, and then I'm like, yeah. but I have exhibit C, D, E, F, all the way to Z, and then
whatever the other letters are.
Whatever
Yeah.
the other letters are. And so, yeah, I think it's easy to come up with some examples of to discount what I'm saying. But
no, I don't want to discount what you're saying. I just find it surprising that you feel that way, seeing the way that I see you interact with people.
Yeah,
I just an analogy came to my mind, and indulge me,
yes,
if you will. In many ways, are you familiar with an onion?
Yeah.
You're like an onion.
Yeah, I
in
smell
that there are many layers.
Oh,
yeah.
Parfait has layers.
Exactly.
Nobody don't like a parfait.
All right, well, anyhow, we're social creatures. We need to be around people.
Yes.
That's to
eat
summarize
more
that.
fiber.
All right, so here's another story from the medical world. Top experts have developed new natural killers, is what they're calling them, natural killer cells to fight off cancer and lower the risk of disastrous immune effects.
I watched a lecture from this, it was basically a TED Talk from the guy who is one of the great innovators on this, just incredible, brilliant gentleman describing this massive innovation.
So researchers at Harvard Medical School and also the Massachusetts Institute of Technology implanted mice with cancerous tumors and injected them with which they call CARNK or CAR natural killer cells. So the natural killer cells are found in the immune system and they kill invaders without needing to be, quote, trained to recognize specific dangers. Similar CAR T cells, you guys probably heard of T cells before, which have become widely used in cancer treatments. CAR NK cells are genetically engineered to specifically target cancer cells. However, CAR NK cells run the risk of being rejected by the patient's immune system. So, the Boston-based researchers engineered a new series of CAR NK cells to prevent this. The team said that the NK cells, the natural killer cells, could evade detection by T cells, which are found in the immune system, and that's what targets unfamiliar invaders. Your T cells naturally fight off that stuff. But they could evade detection by the T cells if they were modified to, quote, silence properties that would cause T cells to attack them. When they gave the mice these modified CAR NK cells, they stayed in their bodies for 3 weeks and were able to nearly eliminate the cancer.
Is that not amazing?
Mice that either received naturally occurring NK cells or the standard CAR NK cells, meanwhile, saw those cells deplete within 2 weeks and the cancer went unchecked.
Karnak?
Karnak. There you go.
What is a cell?
So the team also noted that these new CAR NK cells were less likely than standard CAR T cell therapy to cause what they call cytokine release syndrome, which is a side effect of chemotherapy that can cause multi-organ failure. So the genetic modification used took just one additional step, which the researchers believe could make it easier to develop off-the-shelf CAR NK cells that could be given to patients as soon as they're diagnosed. Traditional CAR NK and CAR T cells they take several weeks to develop due to needing multiple steps. So the senior study author is someone named Jianzhu Chen.
That's that's the gentleman I heard speak.
The study author and professor of biology at MIT said this enables us to do one-step engineering of CAR NK cells that can avoid rejection by host T cells and other immune cells, and they kill cancer cells better and they are safer.
So
this would be incredible.
You're unleashing your body's ability to do what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to approach.
Well, you're
modifying it.
Yeah, you're modifying these cells they're putting in, and you're telling your own body not to attack those cells coming in. So, or it fools your body. Actually, is what happens.
Thank God for smart people. Am I right, guys?
Dude, I was watching yesterday. It's just the intelligence level of some people, and
they're of
I am of intelligence level. Are you of intelligence level? I was watching a video about the F1 engine on the Saturn V rocket.
Yeah.
And the system to ignite it and how complex it is just boggles my mind.
Especially when you had to call someone into the room to turn on the TV for you.
Yeah, please.
Just a guy with a lighter.
It's just a guy with a lighter stands out there. He has to sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
So,
The simplest answer is
but
usually.
I mean, anyway.
I hope this works.
But I mean, anyway, that, and then you go inside the human body and you bring it down to microscopic levels and all that stuff. That's a whole other level of intelligence level. Are you of intelligence level? It blows me away, Casey. You're right. So anyhow, to create these cells, doctors take a blood sample from a patient, they isolate the NK cells and engineer them to express the protein chimeric antigen receptor, or the CAR, which targets proteins found on cancer cells. The cells then spend several weeks replicating until there are enough to transfuse into the patients. And then researchers in the study found that the NK cells may be able to evade detection by the T cells if the T cells did not carry the surface proteins HLA class 1. I know we're getting into really technical stuff here, which are usually expressed in the NK cells, trigger the T cells to attack the immune system, cannot recognize them. It's crazy. They're getting close, man. Now, how far away are we? I have no idea. The team is planning to run a clinical trial using their approach and working with a biotech company to test these cells to treat lupus, which is an autoimmune disorder.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm reading some additional information here. But again, the thing is, Preston, you hear these things, you say, how soon? And man, for people who are facing diagnosis, now we're living as
now.
Dr. Michael say, we're living in a golden time. I'm proof that you can be cancer. Many people have. But I mean, this presents such hope.
I was telling Preston about this guy I know whose brother, essentially, he was suffering from a very, very debilitating disease, and I told him that his brother basically did like assisted end of life.
Right.
And Preston's like, dude, they just announced yesterday that they had a major breakthrough for this disorder. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah,
that's right.
I know.
Yeah. You keep the receipt.
But anyhow, that's encouraging news. And I know from time to time we will get emails. We got somebody recently who was a scientist or a doctor who said, guys, sometimes this information you're passing along is way off, or not way off, but a ways away.
Yeah.
From becoming a reality, or they're still in the development stages of these things. I know that, but we can, hope that this stuff progresses quickly and eventually can be used or is successful, but they're working on it.
I've never heard anybody say, you'd really benefit from a more pessimistic approach. It doesn't mean you be a Pollyanna about things and you take things for what they are and you work with the environment you're in and what's available.
I mean, listen,
there was, years ago, for example, again, how many people do you know in your life who had kind of a minor procedure to take care of something that would have been something far more elaborate years ago? I mean, if my mother, who passed away from cancer, lung cancer, and something gotten into her brain, if she had that, which she had then decades ago today, she'd be alive.
Dude, I saw it was Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was talking about, scientific approach and advances, and I'm going to get this way off, but he was giving the average lifespan of a human being, which was somewhere in the neighborhood of 30, 35 years old, up until only, the 1800s.
Yeah.
And then vaccines came about. And then our life expectancy shot way up to where it is now over time once it started to be incorporated. So, these things come along, and when they are proved to be safe and they work, it makes a massive difference. Yeah. So if they can find something like this that works, the idea of cancer being one less thing, or certain cancers that you have to really be that concerned about if you find out that you have it, oh my God, how amazing would that be? Now, you can still walk across the street and get hit by a truck.
Yes, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
Why don't
But
they
it's incredible.
invent trucks that don't hurt people?
How about that?
How about trucks that target cancer cells?
Yes!
Wrap your big brain around that. All right,
the truck hit me, but it killed all the cancer.
No more cancer.
All right, here we go. So Brazil has opened the world's largest mosquito factory.
Wait, why?
Awesome.
And this is to
We were running out of them.
to combat dengue fever.
Yes.
It's a mosquito factory able to produce up to 190 million mosquitoes per week.
Do you know what they did? They actually purchased the old CNC Music Factory.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a band. That wasn't a place.
Oh, that's right.
All right. So anyway, The 1,300 square meter factory breeds Aedes aegypti mosquitoes that are infected with Wolbachia bacteria.
Wolbachia.
Yeah.
The tough part is keeping the mosquitoes on the conveyor belt.
Which prevents the dengue virus from developing in the body, in their bodies, and stops transmission to humans. When these mosquitoes reproduce, the bacteria is passed to their offspring.
What was the walk like an Egyptian thing again?
What?
Walk like a dengue fever.
Oh, no, it was Aedes aegypti mosquitoes. It wasn't Egyptian.
Yeah, man. Walk like a mosquito.
The mosquitoes are raised in trays of temperature-controlled water, then moved to cages where males are fed sugary solutions on cotton balls, and females are fed animal blood in bags that mimic human skin texture.
Can't the mosquitoes get through the bars in the cage?
They spend 4 weeks reproducing before being released. Brazil experienced its worst dengue outbreak in history in 2024, accounting for more than 80% of all reported infections worldwide. The factory can produce enough mosquitoes to serve a population of 100 million people per year. So here you go. You got these brainiacs over here saying, why don't we, instead of, trying to kill the mosquitoes, let's fix the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So they don't do this anymore. It's
I
insane.
don't need to be fixed.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's some really smart
And
people.
then occasionally you get something like happened in, what was it? I Am Legend.
Yeah. We cured cancer,
it
but
turned everyone into rage
everybody's
zombies.
a zombie now.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, but no mosquitoes.
My bad.
And I just developed a truck that, if it hits you the right way, cures your cancer. We're not coming at this the right way.
This is intelligence level.
Oh, man, could you imagine us? We'll turn it over to the boys from MMR. What do you want to do as far as this mosquito dengue fever situation?
By the way, dengue estimated to kill around 40,000 people worldwide each year. Nick just pulled up a stat about that. All right, here's another one. We're going to change gears. We're going to go with some technology now.
Are you of sufficient
intelligence level to pass this along? Yes. Our heart rates could soon be measured by Wi-Fi signal alone with no wearable device needed.
Okay.
Traditionally, measuring heart rate requires some sort of wearable device, whether that be a smartwatch or hospital-grade machinery.
Or a hat that holds 2 cans of beer.
But new research shows how the signal from a household Wi-Fi device can be used to monitor heart rate with state-of-the-art accuracy without the need for a wearable. The proof of concept work shows that one day anybody could take advantage of this health monitoring technology in their homes. The American team proved their technique, which they have dubbed Pulse-Fi, and it works even with even low-cost Wi-Fi devices. So,
isn't that a robot at a disco?
Pulse-Fi? No, that was Pulsar.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So scientists from the University of California, Santa Cruz designed a system for accurately measuring heart rate that combines low-cost Wi-Fi devices with a machine learning algorithm. They said that Wi-Fi devices push out radio frequency waves into physical space around them and toward a receiving device, typically a computer or a phone. As the waves pass through objects in space, some of the wave is absorbed into those objects, causing mathematically detectable changes in the wave. Pulse-Fi uses a Wi-Fi transmitter and receiver, which runs the signal processing and machine learning algorithm. The team trained it to distinguish even the faintest variations in signals caused by a human heartbeat by filtering out all other changes to the signal in the environment or caused by activity such as movement.
Are there any deleterious effects to having these Wi-Fi signals pumped through your body?
I don't know what deleterious means.
Injurious, cause a negative downside?
No, not that I know of. The researchers ran experiments with 118 participants, found that after only 5 seconds of signal processing, they could measure heart rate with clinical level accuracy. Yeah.
So it's passively happening in your house anyway. They're saying that they could meter this aspect of it.
Yeah. So these are radio frequency waves, and I guess, I wonder if radio frequency waves go through us or not. I don't know.
Well, the Wi-Fi clearly is, right?
Yeah. So after
that means that this finally will give your internal organs a chance to become radio stars.
So they could measure heart rate with clinical level accuracy. At 5 seconds of monitoring, they saw only half a beat per minute of error, with longer periods of monitoring time increasing the accuracy. The team found that PulseFi system worked regardless of the position of the equipment in the room or the person whose heart rate was being measured, no matter if they were sitting, standing, lying down, or walking.
If you swallowed a radio,
yes,
and would the radio waves go through you, and would you be able to play the radio in your body?
That's a good question.
That'll answer your question, Preston.
They've used radio. They use radio waves. Oh, listen, here we go. I don't think I'm of a sufficient intelligence level.
Of course they would go through us.
Yeah.
They go through.
Yes.
You can drive in a car in a bridge under going through a tunnel and still receive.
What
Now,
about
depends on how.
radio waves as part of therapy or determining? Preston, there was an episode of Gilligan's Island where his molar was picking up the rate. Yeah.
Here we go. It says, yes, radio waves pass through our bodies.
There we go.
But the degree of the penetration depends on the frequency. So, yeah, it's safe. Yeah, it's just they already have radio waves going through our bodies.
You know what scene messes me up is in The Dark Knight where the guy has to have the cell phone stitched into his body and the Joker blows up the jail.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
That is messed up.
I didn't like that.
I don't think you should do that.
No, that's bad for you.
But they found out his heart rate right before he died.
That's right. It was really high.
I've got good news for you. Your heart rate is excellent.
For each of the participants, they tested 17 different body positions with accurate results. Results were found using low-cost ESP32 chips, which retail between $5 and $10.
Man, I can get a bag of chips for much cheaper.
And Raspberry Pi chips, which cost closer to $30.
So there's flavors.
Pi spelled P-I.
Okay.
Why raspberry?
More expensive. What?
Why raspberry?
I don't know. It's the name of it.
Come on, man. Who's the chef?
Because BlackBerry's a phone.
Oh.
There you go. And they don't make BlackBerries anymore, do they?
The company does not.
Okay.
There was a talk about restarting it as another tech provider, but no, I think it's Nick. Check, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, the BlackBerry movie talks about how BlackBerry dissolved at the end of it.
Okay. More expensive Wi-Fi devices, such as those found in commercial routers, will likely further improve the accuracy of the system. So that's great news. That's a good one.
So the end result would be you'd be able to monitor your heart rate could be monitored by a central station in the house, so to speak. Or
yeah.
You could be getting medical data from the system that's already sort of in your house.
I believe so.
Right.
So
now, if you don't pay your Wi-Fi bill, does the entire family die?
You die.
Okay.
The other people will live, but just the person whose name is on the account will die. So
I see your name on the account.
So for people who have certain medical conditions, this is a very convenient way.
And people who have maybe mobility issues within their own home, doctors can not only can they get the medical information, they can also watch something on Netflix.
All right. One more thing. Can we do?
Yeah. One of us.
Let me see. What do I want to end with here?
It's a lot of mind-expanding stuff in this particular...
There's some good things, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this is another feat of engineering.
The feat.
China has successfully tested the world's largest inflatable flying wind turbine. It sounds like wacky waving inflatable flailing arm tube man. So it's called the S-1500. During a recent test flight, it became the first device of its kind to generate 1 megawatt of power. The turbine is about as tall as a 13-story building and as long as a basketball court, and it operates at heights of almost 5,000 feet.
That's a big mother effer.
Where winds are faster and more stable than at ground level. So they inflate this thing.
Yeah.
They send it up on a cable.
Yeah.
And it's, anchored and goes way, way up there. Yeah, we're looking at a picture.
Oh.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Yeah.
Ow! And
it looks like a huge nipple.
And so that would create electricity using renewable energy.
Float that sucker way up.
Yeah, 5,000 feet.
Yeah, that's almost 4,999 feet.
That's way up there. You know what's interesting is if they find that this is usable and makes sense. Steve, the graphic novel Watchmen.
Yes,
in that book they have tons of these turbines that are up, these airships that are up in the air, and they're creating energy. And like maybe Moore saw that, kind of had a vision of that. And I think also they have that in Big Hero 6. I think there's some of those.
Oh yeah,
you're right. Yeah, so you can get that above like where birds fly, right? Because I know that's like a big
concern of the props, or the
turbines.
wind farms or whatever. Yeah, the turbines.
Huh.
But Yeah, so I never really thought about this, but if that works, rock on.
Hey, I have a question that has nothing to do with this. But it does have to do with...
All right, can I come back to
Oh,
this?
yeah. No, well, finish what you're going to say, because I have a question about renewable energy.
All right, so the device is developed by Beijing Yuchen Energy Technology Company. It features a main helium-filled gas bag with a ring wing that forms a giant duct to harness high-altitude winds. 12 generators rated at 100 kilowatts transmit electricity to the ground through tethering cables. Flying turbines don't require large metal towers and rotors, which can reduce costs by 30%. The company plans to begin mass production next year, assuming that they can straighten out things like regulations, safety standards, and providing durability in extreme weather.
Quick question. One of these is equal to how many conventional windmills?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no
You
idea.
kind of had me at helium, no, because aren't we at like a helium shortage? So
yeah, I don't know. But anyway, what were you going to say beforehand?
A negative Nelly?
Renewable energy.
Well, yeah. Well, now I'm caught up on helium. So I have a question about solar power, because I had thought that my HOA said no solar panels, and then my neighbor has solar panels on his roof. So I'm
Is
like,
he just a loose cannon?
what? I don't. You can't be.
Does he smoke and talk to the bad boys in town?
He probably does. You know, he's got solar panels. But the problem here is, and my question really is, I would love to get solar panels on my roof. I just don't want them on the front of my house. And so, like,
you have to put them where the sun is shining. I mean, literally, like where the best angle is in your house, in your neighborhood, because otherwise they just aren't efficient enough.
All right, so that's why I wanted to talk about the efficiency, because if I put them on the back of my house, which is where they're less of an eyesore, it still gets a decent amount of sun. It gets a lot, because that's where the sun comes up.
They become less worth it. I mean, like especially in Pennsylvania, it depends on where you live. But I've done a lot of research into it, and in essence, I need a new roof before I can put solar panels on.
Right.
But we have the guy come out, scope out where it would be, and in order for them to be efficient enough for it to be worth the cost of putting them up there, they have to be angled in such a way that they are as efficient as possible.
So I had them come out as well, Nick, and kind of give a check. And on our, we have a detached garage, sun all day.
Right.
Then they picked, as Nick is right, the part of my actual house roof that would make the most sense for getting the most sun. Mm-hmm. And they're not even big fans of covering the entire roof with solar panels. So, but yeah, there are... you could have them,
at least come and take a look. Let me know.
And ask how that other guy broke the law in your neighborhood.
By the way, for the first time, renewable energy has overtaken coal as the primary source of electricity around the world, according to a new report, indicating a shift in the global reliance on environmentally harmful fossil fuels. Renewable energy contributed to 34.3% of all global electricity generated in the first half of this year, and coal fell to just under that at 33.1%.
Is nuclear in there as well?
No. Nuclear. That's nuclear. So renewable energies include sources like solar, wind, and hydro, as opposed to fossil fuels like coal and natural gas. So I don't know where nuclear would fall. I guess it would fall under fossil fuels. Magic.
Yeah, probably magic.
I don't think they've covered any of the magic stats in this. All right.
It's definitely not a fossil fuel. It's a renewable energy, but it's a renewable energy that has a dangerous waste side effect.
But also, there's only so much of it, right?
Of what? Of uranium?
Yeah.
You can create uranium.
I guess...
Of radioactive material on Earth, as opposed to wind and solar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but uranium is not made out of a fossil fuel material.
It's not fossils,
right? Yeah,
based, yes.
Oil and coal are dead dinosaurs.
So maybe it's in its own category.
Yes.
So all right.
Well, we're your experts on this.
Yeah.
And then take what we're saying as gospel.
I mean, you just cured cancer with a truck. Dude.
I did, yeah. That's the way innovation happens.
And we brought magic into the energy world as well. So. All right, it's time to close up the campus. We'll come back and visit again sometime. So thank you for hanging out at the Just Saying Institute. We'll take a break. We'll come back in just a moment. So please stay with us.
Won't waste their time. But it is a little weird when you're like, whoa.
Oh, yeah, dude. And I remember in my earlier years of wandering into a higher fashion store or higher end jeweler, like a big name like Cartier or Tiffany. And starting to, shop for something Rochelle, and then they get to the price, and I'm like,
Yeah, you're like Steve Martin. The head turns.
Yeah, you have to try to play off the
wait, that's Gene Wilder.
stir crazy.
Yeah.
$1,000.
But it tests.
I gotta find that.
It tests your composure.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be embarrassed.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean?
When I bought Claire's the engagement ring, and I was at a place in New York called Fortunoff's, and I'm like,
this was pre-Steven Singer days.
Pre-Steven Singer.
Wait, Fortunoff's sold diamonds? I thought it was like
It was actually
costume jewelry.
in Long Island. It was known as the jewelry store. This is if only I had Steven Singer at the time.
Wait, no, wait. No, sit.
I was sweating bullets because you're just getting started and you want to make sure that you also want to do something that she's going to like and at least be able to show her friends.
Yeah.
And I remember going in there and fortunately the person was very kind. Again, and we're not saying it just because it's, he's an advertiser, but it's the truth. It's the Steven Singer experience is a lot better. And they get this. They get that you're going to work within your budget, and that means all the difference in the world.
I remember asking a dentist because I had to get some sort. It had to have been a root canal or something like that. And I was like, well, so I was presented with options. And I was like, well, how much does a root canal cost?
It's going to be some money.
He wouldn't tell me.
What?
Wait, no, wait.
Somebody in that office knows how much a root canal costs. Can somebody please tell me how much this is going to cost so I know?
Honestly, and it's the truth, and I implore you, you are the customer. Do not feel bad. Whatever your means, you're in there to give business to these people.
Yeah, you're entitled to that information.
You're entitled to that information.
Yep.
And if they seem secretive about it, leave.
Let me go to Chris. He wants to comment on the dental thing. Hey, Chris, good morning.
Yoo-hoo.
He just knew he prompted.
It's too early. I couldn't do it.
What's up, Chris?
First of all, I thought when I was on the phone I was dying because I heard an angel speaking to me, and I was like, "Oh, it's Marissa." I love Marissa. She's on It's an A+ show all the time.
Oh, there you go. We'll let Bill Weston know that.
Yeah.
All right, well, quit hitting on her and tell us your story, please.
Well, Casey was saying about the dental. Yeah, be careful because these smaller offices are being bought out by larger ones, and they're pushing stuff out. My friend went to one, and they tried pushing all this stuff on her, and she's like, I don't even need it. Like
Zoom whitening and stuff like that, or
tongue whitening.
And then years ago, somebody went in for a procedure, and they came out, they got 10 teeth taken out, and none of them were needed because they're
that's not a good dentist.
Money.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
dentist.
Bottom line, you go into the dentist and they remove 10 teeth that they don't have to take out. That's not a good dentist.
While you're here for the cleaning, what about I remove all your teeth?
Yeah.
It's
we have
easy to-
audio of a guy who just got that done.
Wait, no, wait.
Well, they're going to make the case that cleaning them is easier when you can take them out and put them in a washing machine.
Anybody think about that?
My friend had a medical procedure done, and they were telling her your insurance is likely not going to cover all of it. And she was like, okay, well, we're not going in. Like, you're not putting me under. We're
Right.
going in for this until I know around
How
much. And she said they could not, or they wouldn't give her a price. And she was like, we're not doing this till you give me a price.
Yeah. All right. Let me go to Mike. He had an interesting situation one time. Hey, Mike. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I was in Lauderdale with my wife on vacation, and we were at a resort that had a golf course attached to it. I wanted a cigar. So I go into the pro shop, and they have this nice selection of cigars. I go, let me grab this one. It was like a Davidoff Robusto. I clip the end, walk to the register, and the woman says, that'll be $65. My wife looks at me and goes, you better enjoy that cigar, man.
And you were committed. You had to buy it. You had no choice.
I was so committed, man. I had all but lit it. I mean, the end was clipped, and I'm just looking at it like.
Look,
once you've done that, you bought it.
Mike was going to ask for a roach clip for that thing. He can smoke it all the way down.
I put it in my cheek and gum to get it all.
Dude.
Thanks, Mike.
That's crazy.
Oh, my God. All right.
My sister-in-law is from Greece, and so she texted me, and she said, I still will never understand why Americans go to that side of Greece. She said, it's all like this.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so there needs to be like an insider tourist information hub to tell you to avoid that type of thing. Wow, it's a big time scam. All right, well, listen, thanks for your calls. We appreciate it. We do need to take a break. I would like to, because we've got Tony Danza coming up, I would like to give away, do me a favor, Chris on line one, have him hang on. Chris is on hold for a long time. I didn't get to go to him and see if he wants some tickets to go to see the Bob's Burgers movie. And I'll take two other callers as well. It's a screening tomorrow night at UA King of Prussia, 7 o'clock. 215-263. WMMR's from 20th Century Pictures. The Bob's Burgers movie hits theaters May 27th. So we'll give away the last of our passes now. We're going to take a break, come back in a second. Don't forget Tattoo Tuesday today, so text word tattoo 39333. Might win a Preston and Steve themed tattoo from Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
We only get to do this once a year, people.
Coming up a little later on this morning, we are going to talk to Jeopardy champion, current champion, Ryan Long, who's from the area.
Doing Philly proud?
Yep, he's from Mount Airy, so born in Philly and moved to Bensalem at the age of 9. We know a little bit about him, but we're going to find out more when we talk to him around 9 o'clock.
Oh, he's from Bucks County. He's so smart.
He's so smart,
Yeah, I
so
figured.
intelligent. So
He's not from Bucks County. He's from Philadelphia.
But he moved there at
Kinda like how
9
you're
where he
not
got
from
his
Bucks County.
education.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have this
Well, have
little
him tell
debate
us.
with
Yeah.
him later on this morning. But in the meantime, I saw this article. I thought it was very interesting, and it was essentially a forum. People had shared their stories of rules that were put in place because of them.
Oh, okay. I like
So
this.
You did something, and whatever you did from there on, there was a rule. This is, you can't do that anymore. And I was picking my brain, and I know it's had to have happened to me. I know I've done something before with
You've
this.
caused a rule to be implemented.
I'm sure. Somewhere in school, but I can't remember what. But I
kind of think you probably did, but
maybe something will come to me. But I have some examples, and I would love to hear your stories if you had a similar incident take place. So I'll start with this one, where a person wrote in and said, my brother and I got into a cattle prod sword fight at a farm store. We shocked the hell out of each other a few times, and now they have the cattle prods locked up. We were in our 30s when this happened.
Oh, my God.
So they made a rule at the store that you could no longer take out the cattle prods. Another one says, I put a croissant in one of those hotel conveyor toasters, and it soon became engulfed in flames and had to be extinguished. The next day at breakfast, there was a sign that said, if you'd like your croissant toasted, please ask a staff member. So they put up a rule after that. Here's one, definitely that had some lasting power to it, I'm sure. This says, as a kindergartner, I once fell asleep in the bus. I was on the bus, and when I woke up, the bus was in the garage.
This has happened.
I had to yell to get to someone to get me out. So to this day, every bus driver in my school district needs to walk to the back of the bus and check every seat before they park the bus.
This has been in the news a few times where they've had kids and the bus driver failed to do that. And there was a kid sleeping in the back seat.
Yeah, I think that's pretty standard, though.
Yeah.
For bus
So
drivers.
this-
They're supposed to anyway.
This probably happened a long time
Yeah,
ago.
right.
They made that rule. Here's another one. It says, in my high school history class, there were about 10 of us who were really close friends. And we take every opportunity to make your mom jokes. And a couple of months into class, the teacher made us sign a treaty promising to stop making fun of each other's moms. We signed
That's
it,
funny.
and then we started making fun of each other's dads right after. I like this one a lot, too. It says, a friend of mine in a military school found out the regulations never stated what color the bed sheets for a bed made for inspection had to be in. So this man went and bought Power Ranger sheets and made the perfect regulation bed. And I've never seen so many sergeants lose their cool, but be unable to actually do anything since the regs were perfectly followed.
That's great.
Needless to say, the next year's regulations were updated to state that sheets must be plain white. So they absolutely changed the rule altogether at a military school. Let me go to Kenny. Hey, Kenny, good morning.
Rocky Road.
Rocky Road. Well done. Kenny, what's going on, man?
Hey, good morning, guys. So I used to work at Tower Records, open until midnight. And we were basically allowed to play any tunes we wanted on the stereo. And I was a practical joker, and I decided that Animal by Wasp was a great idea.
All right.
To play through the entire store. And if you know the song, it's not a good idea. So the manager was right there, came out screaming, and he said, now here's a short stack of CDs you guys can only listen to. And no, nothing good there.
So he took this broad policy, and you caused it to be refined down to a selection of sort of neutral music.
Yeah, a lot of Steely Dan in there.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not Wasp.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Thanks,
hilarious.
Kenny. Yep. Rule changed because of you. Let me go. You guys will know this one. Let me go to Stoney. Hi, Stoney. Good morning. Oh, my. Wow. You sound like you hurt yourself on that one, Stoney. What's up, bud?
Yo, what's up, man? You guys know me. I'm the sled builder. I'm the one that almost killed Pierre.
Yes, from the Cardboard Classic.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
And because of that, you guys don't allow us to use fireworks. Not allowed to ride on the second floor.
Right.
Yeah, I also built the big wheel. Well, a buddy of mine built it. We're not allowed to roll down a hill anymore.
That's right.
You are the reason
Dude, that was
for
great.
a lot of roles.
Had to do a lot of refinements. And if you ask, is it a good idea? Just ask Mr. Peanut.
Yes. Yeah, so Stoney was the cause of rules being changed at the Cardboard Classic. Multiple rules being changed.
Multiple rules.
Yeah. Nice job, Stoney.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, bud. We'll see you next
Thank
year.
you. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
I have one that's slightly embarrassing, and Steve, you'll have a field day with it. I had a job when I was pretty poor. When I was 21 years old, my job was to drive around enterprise cars, and I didn't have any money. And so there was a Mercedes dealership where I would drop off cars and pick up cars. And at that Mercedes dealership, they would offer up free breakfast for their customers. But I was also hungry in the morning, and so I would avail myself to the bagels and the coffee that they had out for their paying customers. And
where did the food go?
Well, I didn't take all of the food. I just took enough for me. No, not a lot. Shut up. Just a little bit every morning. But they eventually had to put up a sign that said bagels and coffee for Mercedes customers only. And I was like,
It didn't say Dear Nick.
That was that's for me. All right.
Well, here's
That
a similar story to that. This says, I worked concessions at a ballpark that had an all-you-can-eat promo day where tickets were more expensive than usual, but concessions, excluding alcohol around the stadium, were free. So I worked that day, and of course it was chaos. And when the line started dying down later in the game, they started sending home some of the hourly employees, myself included. But I didn't go home. After I clocked out, I stayed in the stadium. Got some cheeseburgers, cheesesteaks, and a soda, then found an empty seat in the crowd for the last few innings. The next year, they had the same promo. New rule for staff. If you get sent home early, you actually have to leave the stadium. So it's similar to you, Nick.
But I understand his point.
Let me go to Steven. Hi, Steven. Good morning.
Chicken pot, chicken pot, chicken pot pie.
Thank you for the serenade. What's up, man?
So when I was a kid, me and my family used to belong to the Warminster Swim Club, and all the township folks used to cut through the swim club to get to their maintenance building quicker. So when I was 14, I was riding my bike through the swim club, and I got nailed by a van. Township supervisor was driving through.
And so then after that, what happened?
No more cutting through the parking lot.
No more cutting through the parking lot.
Well, you can understand that, clearly,
Yes.
since you almost died.
Yeah, you took one for the team, for the walkers
Damn
and
it.
bike riders. Thank you, Steven. Appreciate it. Let's go to Will. Hey, Will, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry to bother you guys at work.
Nah, what's up, man?
So back in the ancient times of the mid 1990s, teachers had copy cards for their copiers at school, and they would sometimes send a couple students to go make copies for them. Well, I was one of the responsible ones, and they sent myself and one of my friends to go make copies. Well, one of my friends takes the copy card and decides to copy a magazine from his father's collection and send pictures around the entire school. And so after that, teachers were never allowed to give copy cards again to their students.
Wow.
Of course.
They killed it.
Because you were working now in the porn industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you can understand. Yeah.
Good times.
Thanks, Will.
I love those
appreciate
last second scrambles because I didn't realize that we had that we had not a common like the Power Ranger bed sheets.
Right.
We should have specified.
Here's another example. It says, in middle school, I would use Sharpie, permanent markers, to, quote, tattoo myself. Other kids thought that it was cool, so I started charging $1 per drawing wherever they wanted. The principal found out, and after I refused to stop, she put a ban on Sharpies for the entire school. Even the teachers could not bring them in. So, by the way, big friggin' deal. I want to mention this again. I said it earlier this morning. Our friends at Arnold's Family Fun Center now have given us this. You buy one $50 point card to Arnold's, and you get a second one for free.
That's great.
So essentially, it's like, $100 worth for $50, which is awesome. And we love Arnold's. I love their pinball machines there, man.
Pinball machines.
Their arcade is massive.
Their cafeteria, their food.
The food's excellent.
It's really good.
The go-kart tracks, the inflatables, the miniature golf, the bowling. It's just a wonderful place.
And lots of parking.
So make sure, there's definitely plenty of parking. So you can get those deals through WMMR.com/deals, and that's only good through Sunday. So I want you to take advantage of this while the supplies last, okay? Now, I have something here to talk about, but I think I'm going to present something else from my personal life, and it's probably going to go absolutely nowhere. But I want to throw this out there anyhow.
Is it sensitive?
No, it's not sensitive at all. It's dumb, but it's something that I've noticed. Oh, no, it's not. No. I didn't mean to say that.
Noticed something about himself.
All right, so this is I told you guys we were talking on our conference call the other day, and I said I have a gift that I wanted to tell you guys about.
And we misunderstood.
You did, and rightfully so, because I said gift, and you were thinking that somebody gave me something or I'm going to give you something. What I meant is an ability that I was born with.
You're imbued with this.
Yes.
Would you call it, not to pump it up too much, but would you call it godlike?
Miraculous.
Wow.
No, it's dumb.
Okay.
It's stupid, but
now
I'm
you're
like,
in my realm.
But I've noticed that I do this.
All right.
And so...
And you consider it in a way to be a gift.
Yes.
All right.
So we were talking about things that people should do with others, and one of them was laundry. To have company while you're doing your laundry. I generally do laundry alone. And I will take my basket of laundry. I have no idea. Baskets are vary in size, and sometimes the loads are bigger than others. So I'll get that. All right. And then I hang almost everything up that I have on hangers. I don't do a lot of folding other than like underwear and socks. So I hang up all my shirts.
Yeah.
So I grab, and we have an area where we keep all our hangers that aren't being used at the time. And I'll just grab a whole bunch of them, and I'll bring them out where the laundry is.
Okay.
And as I'm doing my laundry, I'm kind of half keeping. Marissa's looking at me. I think she might have the same gift. Here. I have this uncanny ability to grab the exact number of hangers.
That's insane.
Almost every time. Marissa, the same thing?
Blew my mind because I have the complete opposite.
Oh, really?
I grabbed like half as many hangers.
Oh. And it's not like I sit there and go, that seems to be about this size of a load, so I should grab this many. I literally just grab the tub, put it over there, and I just grab a couple of fistfuls.
So
I don't count them.
You're lucky.
I don't even gauge them. I just take them over, and I set them down, and as I'm going through and I'm getting down like the last three, I'm like, did it again. How about that?
And when you don't get it exactly, you're off by?
Couple.
Yeah. Dude.
Couple.
Yeah, couple.
Okay.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a couple. Casey.
Yeah.
Sometimes that too.
I have this gift as well.
Casey is...
This is my weekly prescription
case
box or whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's got the Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm. Monday through Sunday.
Monday through Sunday, sorry.
There's 7 of them.
And
7 days.
So how many different ones in each day?
Should be 5. I forgot to put my magnesium in
So
there.
5 different medications, and you'll just randomly dump them out in your hand.
Yep.
And just looking at the group, not necessarily counting them, you will have picked out 7.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And they're all different sizes, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you believe that you have? Is it possible that both you? So for you, when you pick up your hangers in a cluster, one hand or two hands, Preston?
When grabbing
your hangers,
it's usually 2.
Okay. And do you feel that you're sensitive to the weight of the hangers?
No, it's just an intuition.
Are they heavy hangers?
No, they're not heavy hangers. They're plastic ones.
All right, here's something that might be in the same universe, and if it isn't, I apologize, but it is in the laundry universe. When I do the laundry and I am able to time the going back down the steps into the basement for the exact moment when the laundry is done, either in the washer or the dryer, I feel like I've accomplished something. Like
You have
I'm going down the steps and I hear the ding, 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 and it means that it's either finished in the washer or the dryer, or similarly, when I'm walking into the kitchen as the microwave is finishing up and I'm on my approach to the microwave.
Yes,
I feel like I'm very efficient in that manner, and that to me is enormously satisfying.
And do you feel it is a sort of gift that you gauge it just
in the back of my mind
on your autopilot?
Yeah, the countdown's happening somewhere in my brain, and I'm like, oh, or switching over channels and coming back right as the
commercials over.
Flyers game begins again.
Dude, I did that the other day.
That's a good feeling.
So I watch Saturday Night Live the next day, and my ability to fast forward through the commercials, like right to, because it's I usually watch it on the Xfinity app, and so it's usually 1, 2, 3, 4, like just a split second of the lightning, and then right to it, and then it's like boom.
Man, that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Somebody just texted and said, it's clear to me now, Preston and Casey are X-Men.
Well, so I don't want to brag too much, but I have this uncanny ability when I'm making coffee at night. I set the coffee timer as I'm filling the well, that I'm able to get the coffee filter and all the coffee grounds in and set and done before it gets to the max amount of water in the coffee well.
So your ability to time it out.
Steve, I'm at like 99.5% with that.
Right.
Yeah, I think, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a halftime show at the Sixers game.
And just demonstrate.
And that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, they got the guy who can stack chairs and all that stuff.
You'll do that.
That's nothing.
I don't want to say I'm Magneto, but usually I can grab a handful of crackers when I cut up cheese, and I have the exact right amount.
Marissa, I kid you not, somebody texted in with that. Hang on a second.
Right? Like, it took me years to realize that when you buy the little prepackaged ones, they already do that on purpose.
Yeah.
I always thought I just was magic. But then I would start doing it at home, and like maybe there would be one last one that had to be a sandwich or one piece of cheese that had to get cut.
Are we talking standard boxes of crackers?
Yes. Steve, I'm talking about me cutting from a block and then just sticking my hand in the box and throwing some on a plate.
Of crackers.
I think I got that.
It's a gift.
Somebody texted in and said, wait, where is it? Nick, there was somebody that said, no, they said the same thing. I do it with cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers?
Yeah. Cheese and crackers.
Yo, watch your language, man.
Yeah, I know. I told you it was stupid. I told you it was very dumb.
People connect on certain things with that. I actually had something, but I forgot what it was. That would be similar to the timing thing. Having an innate. I'll tell you one. 99.9% of the entire year, I will beat my alarm clock.
Wow.
I seldom hear my alarm go off. Incredibly rarely, and I'm usually about a minute or two, that close to just naturally waking up at 3:30. And even if I adjust it to 3:25 because I'm going to shave.
Yeah.
I know it's stupid. Psychologically, I will be a minute in advance of that.
I have not mastered this yet, but I'm getting better at it. And I think by the end of the year, I'm going to have it nailed down. But flushing the toilet as I'm peeing and timing it out where
till the water runs.
Yes.
The last drop. The last drop as it gurgles.
Dude, I said, called you dirt. Dude, I am the Stradivarius of that.
Right?
I'm precision. I'm a Swiss watch.
Yeah.
I can nail that every time.
Usually in the morning is when I'm going the most, so that's...
Can you crap that way too?
No, not yet. But you know what? It gives me something to shoot for.
But you got to flush the toilet paper. That's the only thing.
Yeah. When I'm pooping, I'm like, toilet paper when I'm
Yeah, you said when you take a crap.
Yeah.
Can you do, now regular toilet? Because I'm a latrine guy too. I can...
Oh, the urinal?
Yeah. Start.
No, just a regular toilet.
Yeah, I never tried that.
Yeah.
I'll have to think of new goals.
Yeah.
Goals. Yeah. By the way, here's a text that says, I have the exact same situation with cutting cheese and crackers. I always dump the exact amount of crackers needed for the amount of cheese. So that is your gift. Congratulations. Some are little bitty superpowers.
You take your powers where you can get them. Not everyone can fly.
Some of us aren't heroes. Some of us are just sidekicks.
No. Everyone, and not everyone is a king.
Somebody's texted and said Preston can guess the number of hangers, but forgets to put the coffee cup on the Keurig.
No, you do. You just put it in upside down.
I have done that. So anyhow, I told you guys it was dumb.
No.
Somebody texted and was like, if you run out of things to talk about, I'm like, no, I have other things right here, and I told you that this was dumb, and I'm going to throw it out there.
I'm just trying to think. I'm like, what else am I
What other
really
little
good at?
magical gift do you have that has no purpose other than to entertain
Do you feel
yourself?
that with this you have a greater understanding of the life that Harry Potter led?
Yep.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of oppressed for my abilities. And, treated, shamed out of my
Hanger
community.
number Gessium.
But all right, so I made a joke about the halftime show at the Sixers.
I wasn't laughing.
But no, it wasn't a great joke. I made it.
I would watch that.
But there are people out there, how do those people know that they can balance a ball on the bottom of their feet while,
they maybe do something that is similar.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could do that.
Yeah.
And they build, or there are some people who literally say, I wonder if I could, and then just try it.
Right.
You know?
You're talking about juggling and things like that?
Just anything like that takes a little bit of, a lot of time and a lot of effort. But listen, when I'm walking into the gym with my water bottle, I like to flip it and catch it and flip it. And I'm only flipping it one or two times.
Yeah,
right.
Right? And I can't even do that 100% of the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I guess it's, somebody sees someone do it first, and then they go, that looks cool, or that looks fun. I wonder if I could do it. And then they try it, and they're like, oh.
Neil Armstrong was working in HVAC, and he said, I wonder if I could walk on the moon. History.
Right?
Yeah,
And if you never had that
And he
thought-
didn't see anybody do that.
no.
Like, he was an innovator.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Some people have the, that ability to look ahead and think outside of the box.
Stuff like that. And come up with sayings and axioms like, think outside of the box.
Right. All right. Well, we'll move along now.
Yeah.
I told you.
Because apparently we run out of things to say.
Well, I wasn't sure if other people would call in with their little things or not. I didn't even ask.
There's a crowd that is formed in the parking lot of people who want to share their stories.
Somebody says they can guess what time it is within 2 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
I'm pretty good with that as well.
Nick,
For
you're
example,
really
right
good.
now it's 8:45.
You're really good at
No.
nailing down movie years.
Yeah,
Right?
name a movie after 1982, and I can tell you probably what year it came out.
Okay, so role models.
2008.
That's a different,
That's a different.
that's knowledge.
Don't minimize my knowledge.
No, I mean, I'm not minimizing your knowledge. I'm
Two
just
girls
saying
in a
it's-
cup.
2008 role models.
Yeah, I got it right.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Damn. I just pulled that one right out of my butt.
All right, well, I'm going to move on to something else.
All right.
So I saw this morning.
By the way, Chuck enjoyed the Just Saying Institute.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay, were you just text you or something?
No, he was over there. You didn't hear it, and I wanted you to know.
Okay, thank you. So TiVo is done.
We assumed as much.
Yeah.
I just saw it in some pop culture reference.
Yes. All right. So and I'm trying to figure, same thing, because the dude brings the TiVo over so that somebody can watch a TV show, and they're like, did you plug it into did you take the Ethernet cable out?
It's The Naked Gun.
That's what it
It's
was.
Liam
Okay,
Neeson.
yes.
He brings his TiVo over to Pam Anderson's apartment.
It's also a plot point in Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
That's right.
Remember,
He throws it up to him at the end.
all the way out to the jungle to bring him his TiVo.
So I had two TiVos.
Tugger nuts.
I love TiVo.
Yeah.
Remember, you used to have to use sort of what they call an IRF or the to attach to the sensor on your remote or to your TV. There was all this stuff that you had to rig up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a revelation.
Well,
at
it
the
came
time.
out in 1999. The company confirms that it officially got out of the hardware business on October 1st when it stopped selling its physical DVR products. That means the TiVo hardware and accessories, which still had to be sold both online and through agents until this fall, is officially off of the market. In a statement, TiVo said, TiVo no longer manufactures hardware and our remaining inventory is now depleted, though we will continue to offer support for the products going forward. TiVo exploded onto the market 25 years ago, but as cable operators began incorporating DVRs into their own
That's what killed it.
set-top
Yeah.
boxes, that was they didn't need to sell them
I'm
anymore.
surprised. So a lot of times what will happen is that major companies will just buy the tech. Amazon bought the Ring doorbell. You know,
they did.
Yeah,
So, like, I'd still have my Apple TV box.
yeah.
I don't need that anymore.
No, you can use the program.
They're all apps.
Yeah, so I use
smart
the
TVs.
Apple TV. I love the box. I love the software. I love the other things that come along with it.
All right.
So like you would have a Roku box, or you have your Roku TV that has it. So the Apple TV, the box, is a streaming box.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I mean, how is that different than the app?
It has other capabilities. Yeah. So like, in other words, other apps that it can handle. So it is a conduit, whereas you simply use Apple TV to access Apple Plus shows.
Yeah.
This is
Like
Netflix,
Roku,
Hulu,
you can
everything.
access a bunch of other
Yeah,
apps.
right.
So if you don't have a smart TV, that's still a good option.
Right, and I have a smart TV. I just like the way that the layout is of Apple TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this ties in directly to this other article that I saw. This is a survey, and it says that a lot of young people are clueless about a relic of the past, specifically the phone book. And 60% of them have no idea what the yellow pages are.
There's a great, it's funny, and there's a great scene in Clown in a Cornfield. The horror movie. We had the author in, and the girls are looking at a rotary phone to make a call, and there's a phone book next to it, and they're completely perplexed, in a moment of panic.
I never owned a rotary phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never owned a rotary phone?
No,
Okay.
and I always liked them. It's kind of like ASMR-ish.
The poll of 2,000 adults reveals a long list of things from back in the 90s that Gen Z can't identify. And I know technically TiVo came out right at the end, close to 2000, but it does kind of fall into that category. And I wonder if, Gen Z had any idea what, I guess they would, because DVR stuck around for a little while.
I was at the Bark in the Park. I was doing some judging this weekend just passed, and we talk about it all the time, Preston. But the little device that would go in the center of a 45 record, which is a iconic symbol. It was on somebody's hat, and I said, "Do you know what that is?" It's just a cool logo. And they go, "No." And they had no idea. No,
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was TiVo like the first real popular substitute to recording something on a VHS?
To a VCR? Yes, it was.
Because, Steve, I remember when I first started working for you guys at Y100, you had sort of like a little corner office.
Yeah.
And you converted that into a studio, and you had a TiVo in there that you would use to pull audio from, clips from the Tonight Show or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was revelatory.
It was amazing.
It seemed like unbelievably popular, but it also seemed like a pretty big leap from VHS technology to digital technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had no hardware, essentially. You had no physical thing that you had to record onto. It was
Right.
excellent.
Which was awesome.
Saved so much space.
The Sling Box, was that similar to a TiVo? I remember having a Sling Box.
So Slingbox would allow you to remotely
watch something somewhere else.
Well, yeah, and you could also program it from out and about.
Right.
As I remember, one of the things
On this list that the Gen Zers can't things they can't identify, a Walkman is one of them. You can show it to them, and they wouldn't be sure. They're not sure what its use is.
I remember the first Walkman I ever got. I just could not believe it. And I think the first thing I listened to, Preston, was "Heart of the Night" by Poco. I had a cassette.
Wow.
Yeah, popped it in.
Some are unaware of floppy disks and disposable cameras as well. They would show them these things. They have no idea where they are. By the way, I saw an article the other day of floppy disks and how there's been a resurgence of going back and almost any floppy disk that you can find, there are groups that are going through and searching on them.
Yeah.
And finding out what information was on them.
It's always fun if you find, like I have a couple old drives that I checked recently to see what was on them. Yeah, it is kind of cool. Floppy, you'd have a whole bunch of floppy drives in a little holder. Floppy disks. Yeah, well, they make a joke out of it in 16 Candles, how important they were. But they held so little. I mean, it was
comparatively.
astonishing. Yeah.
They also had no idea that people used to have to blow on computer game cartridges. Topping the list of old school items that Gen Z didn't recognize are, it says, chunky CRT TVs.
Yeah.
What's CRT?
Cathode ray TVs.
Yeah.
Is that those big box
tube?
ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tube television.
Cathode ray tube, yeah.
Once a staple in living rooms everywhere. Some young people had no idea what VHS tapes or overhead projectors used in classrooms are.
Right.
Overhead projectors.
I remember those. I used to have a blast with those things.
Yeah? Did you draw dirty stuff on there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Pagers, Tamagotchis, snap bands, and fax machines are more the items that from just a few decades ago that today's young people do not know about.
For a while, the pager was everything to me because I was doing freelance work, and I would, it was the only way to stay in touch.
I had
I'm sorry, Case.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I really like that BlackBerry movie so much with Glenn Howerton and Jay Baruchel is that there's a lightning fast leap in technology from pagers to what BlackBerries became in a pretty short amount of time. Like the pagers were mid to late 90s. They were everywhere. And then within less than a decade, they were gone.
Yeah.
And to be replaced. And then obviously the BlackBerry was replaced by other smartphones and iPhones and whatever else. But it like all of that happened so fast in sort of in the history of how inventions came about.
Yeah. So I had a pager back in the late 90s because I was selling a lot of cocaine at the time.
Sure.
Yeah. I had a girlfriend who lived 3 hours away, and so we didn't, and she was working, I was working, so it was just a way to go, hey, I'm around if you want to call.
Page 007 for a booty call.
That's right.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what Joey Buttafuoco, by the way, did for Amy Fisher.
Right?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He'd page her on her beeper 007.
Oh.
Like, let's meet at the Bar Harbor Motel.
Okay. Hang on. Brad actually works for TiVo. We're going to go to him. Hey, Brad, you're on the air. Morning, bud.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. What's going on, man?
Yeah, so I heard you guys talking about TiVo, and wanted to weigh in. Obviously the direct-to-consumer business model, is like you said in the article, kind of going away. So you can't just walk into, a Best Buy and buy a TiVo unit. So we're more B2B now. So we essentially partner with Tier 2 and Tier 3 cable operators across the United States. And now they just license our software and our guide services and some other things that we do.
So they will now. You're not providing the hardware as well.
No, we actually have a partnership that we work with a different company. For
Okay.
the hardware. So we're just a software business.
All right, and then they'll tailor their particular. You say if it's a smaller cable company, they'll tailor and for lack of a better term, personalize the software for their clients.
Yeah, it's all brandable.
Yeah.
So it's kind of white labeled in a way. You might see Powered by TiVo in certain places.
Oh, okay.
We actually are coming out with Powered by TiVo televisions in the U.S. as well.
Like a Roku TV.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, that's cool. Good. Well, I'm happy to hear that it's not going away altogether. It's just as we know it is changed.
It was a milestone.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Tucker Nuts. See you, bud. All right. Tropic Thunder. They get you your TiVo.
You didn't get your TiVo?
I love it.
I got your TiVo.
All right. Well, anyhow, that's just it's fun to find out some of these things that we thought of as just standard knowledge.
Absolutely.
Completely foreign to a younger generation. But that's the way of life.
It's just the time passages, Preston.
To quote the great Al Stewart, it's time passages. All right, we're going to break and come back in a second because some bizarre file stories await you, my friend, and we'll get them out into the ether when we return. person writes, I'm a tattoo artist now.
Oh my God. That's
Ended up
funny.
making a career out of it. I will go to Holly. Good morning to you, Holly.
Good morning.
What's up, Holly?
How do you work?
Thank you.
Yeah, I was in middle school. I think I was like 12 or 13, and I decided I wanted Domino's pizza, so I ordered one, had it delivered to the cafeteria. Apparently, they never had a rule about that, but there was one after that.
You're like Spicoli. You got pizza delivered to school.
Yeah.
I did, Domino's, but I had to share it.
And so did they talk to you about it, or did they just issue a statement that said no more of this?
Well, they did. I had a principal that actually I loved. We got along great, and he had to vice principal, excuse me, and he had to pull me aside and talk to me, and he said, "This is not like you, Holly. I can't believe you did this, but good one."
Yeah,
Well,
all right.
that wasn't that bad. You ordered a pizza. That's all.
Yeah, but they made a rule
Yeah.
after that. So, all right, thanks. Here's a text that says,
You gotta
according,
buy our crappy pizza.
says, according to my husband, a 2-beer at a time limit was installed and stated at the Fest House in Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, because of him and his buddies building beer cup pyramids on the table, dancing every dance with the Fest House dancers, and generally acting like drunken maniacs. Don't know if this is really true, he said, but apparently that happened.
2-beer limit.
Here's a similar one. This one says, in college, some friends and I used to go to a Mexican restaurant every Thursday and often on Saturdays for their $1 margaritas. As a group, we would go there a lot. And eventually, they put a new rule in. It was now $2 margaritas and no more than 4 margaritas per person.
Oh, bummer.
A lot. Well, so I wasn't responsible for it, but there used to be the thing at the Roy Rogers where the Fixins bar, and people would go and just make sandwiches. So there was one right near my college. And I think this is probably corporate wide, but people would go do that and not really buy anything.
Right.
And so they had to, they put up a sign at that salad bar, you know, for patrons only, for paying customers only, because it was getting like Nick, like the Mercedes dealers.
Yeah. All right, we'll go to Christine. Hi, Christine. Good morning.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? All right, Christine. What rule did they change because of you?
Well, you said porn industry, so this goes a little towards that. So when my friend and I were 17 years old, friend of the family was the penalty box official for the Flyers back in the old Spectrum. And we were waiting for him after the game. We were outside in the corridor outside the locker room. You could get really close to the players at that point. So the door swings open, and Brad McCrimmon and Kathy, let's just say they call him the Beast for a reason.
Wow.
Brad McCrimmon was standing there totally naked. So, of course, 17, I'm like, oh, my God. So ever since then, they changed the rule was that nobody could get down in that corridor by the locker room unless you were affiliated with the Flyers organization. And
Or
now,
a 17-year-old girl.
At 17, and
Yeah.
now I'm in human resources, so there you go.
Oh, there you go. So
Man.
you're handling stories like that.
That's funny. And
Yeah.
that was the moment they made the rule. Wow. All right. Thank you, Christine. Hope you're proud. We'll go to Frank next. Hi there, Frank.
Beating your head in with a hammer.
I was hammering in the morning.
All right. What's up, Frank?
I was a bartender, and a customer ordered a flaming shot. And I didn't tell the customer, hey, you need to blow fire out because we can't consume that. And so he goes.
We, as human beings, cannot consume fire.
No,
Okay.
Science has taught us that.
Yes.
Yes. So he goes to drink the shot, gets scared, cause fire, drops the shot. It breaks on the bar, and my bar engulfs in flames for a moment. And then, I had to take like a soda gun to spray it off.
Oh, that's
and,
funny.
Yeah, so no more flaming shots at Texas Roadhouse, guys.
Oh,
There you
really?
go.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
A flaming Mo.
I don't know if it was you or the customer, but
Yeah.
But yep, absolutely. All right, some other examples. This one says, I got our human resources Dropbox taken away at work because HR threatened to not pay us if we missed a clock in or clock out. I printed out the law stating that what they were threatening was illegal, highlighted it, and put it in the HR box when no one was around. Our HR rep threw an unholy fit and tried to figure out who put the paper in her box. And from then on, everything had to be handed in personally instead of a box.
I can see that.
And they went on to say, in our defense, the phones didn't always work and the clock-in system was really unreliable. So that's why they had made that complaint. Another one says, I already did that one. My younger brother was always late to school and tardy every day. He eventually figured out that if you just skipped first period altogether and showed up to his second period, he was counted as being at school with no late penalty since he was at second period on time. And they had to change that the following year.
So the rule would accommodate just going to second period, and he would be listed as
present for the day.
present for the day,
but with no tardy for the first
Right,
class.
right.
Okay, that's gaming the system.
Right.
Yep.
Need to adjust that.
Let's go next to him. We're taking calls on a rule that was made because of something you did, and I will go to Kenny next. Hey, Kenny. Good morning.
Hey, Kathy, it's Jay. I heard your mixtape, and I want to take you back.
Wait, do you know Jay, or did I say his name on the air?
You said his name on the air.
That's great. Very astute, Kenny. What's up, man? What'd you do?
So in middle school, you know, like you get changed in the locker rooms for like gym class. It's the first time you're all excited to use deodorant and be like a man.
Right.
Well, we were in we were in the back of the bus, and we some kid, I'm not going to say his name, but he brought a lighter, and we were making fireballs in our hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shooting flamethrowers. And the next year, our bus driver would not allow those deodorants in his bus, so I had to use stick.
Okay. You had to use a stick from there.
Yep. And it was only our bus driver. It wasn't the whole school. It was just our bus driver. He was just an old grouchy fool.
Oh, yeah. You didn't like you making fireballs on the bus.
Come on, dude. We're just making fireballs on a moving
all.
vehicle that is powered by gasoline.
That's funny.
Wow.
All right, thanks, Kenny. Appreciate it. Here's a follow-up to our call earlier from Christine, who saw the Flyers players naked. This text says, I was dating Christine, and I was with her when that happened. I saw Brad McCrimmon's junk.
That's
so
hilarious.
they were a part of the whole thing. So, legitimizing.
So that was a well-known legend with him?
I don't know. She said his name the Beast.
Now it is, yeah.
All right, here's another text that says, I made a fake penis out of clay in middle school, and I waved it around on the back of the bus and got caught. They had no more clay in art class because of my wiener.
Well, we are in the broadcast industry, and we have tons of fake penises around here. So
we got loads. Yeah. Let's go next to Justin. Hey, Justin, good morning.
Hey, good morning. You guys rock.
Thank you, sir. What's going on, Justin?
So back in high school, one summer, me and a buddy, hot day, went to a 7-Eleven. And they have the big 100-ounce mugs for soda. Well, the little deal was buy the mug, get a free soda. Well, we decided to fill it full of the slushie instead. So we fill it full of Slurpee, go to the register. She can't charge us because she doesn't have it because it's not listed as an actual drink as for the soda because we weren't supposed to fill it up. So we got the free 100-ounce Slurpee, went back the next day with the same mugs, and they plastered paper all over saying we couldn't fill it up with Slurpee anymore.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
You gamed the system for one day, though.
One day.
Yeah, I remember that. There was a big thing where remember the one where you could bring in your own receptacle?
They do that like once a year.
Right.
Yeah, where you can bring in your own.
Whatever you want.
But they sold him that one.
Yeah.
But it was just made for sodas. Here's another one that says, when I used to walk home from school, I had to walk next to the road to get to my house. And one day, I decided to see if I could walk with my eyes closed.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's...
And as I walked, I didn't feel the transition from gravel to road, so unknowingly was walking on the road, and I heard a noise and looked behind me. A line of cars had formed, but none of the cars had honked, and I immediately ran off into an orchard, but later learned why nobody honked, because 2 weeks later, they put up signs that said deaf child area on both sides of the road. They thought I was deaf, so they didn't honk.
Oh, my God.
And so they put those.
So wait, that's another thing though. Do you ever try? I try to get around my house sometimes with my eyes closed.
Do you really?
Yeah, like I've tried it to see if I know how many steps
never do that.
to the door.
I've done it a few times just to see because. I wake up in relative darkness and I try not to turn the lights on to wake anybody else up. And I'm like, I wonder if I can
do that.
walk from here to there without bumping into something. Yeah.
I'm usually not that successful. I'm good with the light switches. I know where they are.
It seems kind of goofy for you to do that.
I know.
Let me go to next to Carl. Hey, Carl, good morning.
Yoo-hoo!
All right, Carl, so they made a rule because of what?
So in high school, we were allowed to leave for lunch and get in our vehicles, go uptown, get whatever we wanted. My health teacher was betting that I couldn't make it to Delaware because that's where Taco Bell was, to Taco Bell and back before the period ended. So I jumped in my Mustang, hauled ass across the Delaware Bridge.
It's like Smokey and the Bandit.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
You're encouraging excessive driving, excessive speed.
That's where it comes into play because when I got back into town, I was worried about time, so I'm going 75 down Broadway, and the cops pull into the high school behind me as I'm carrying Taco Bell in.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was the last one to be able to leave.
Oh, so they made a rule you couldn't leave campus anymore.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you ruined it for everybody. I blame the teacher.
So do I.
I blame the teacher, Carl.
What's that?
I said I blame the teacher on that one.
Oh, he was awesome. I can't, I'm not going to.
All right. That's
I bet you can't get there and back.
I wonder when because when I was in high school, they allowed us to leave campus at lunch as well. If you had a car,
right.
At some point that stopped, but we took advantage of that every day.
It was huge in my high school. I think, and then there was one part where of the year where a kid got hurt, and I think that's where I put the kibosh on it.
All right. Well, awesome examples. Thanks for your call. Think about that today. Talk amongst your friends. They made a rule because I did this. We got to take a break because we're going live on Fox Good Day
Yes,
today.
that's
So
right.
Let's break and come back with that as well. The Bizarre File coming up too. Stay with us. We'll return shortly.
Well-made displays.
I think it was a Pokemon, yeah. And this kid apparently knocked it over and broke it.
Like smashed it.
And what the guy didn't know, the dad didn't know, is it was like
$5,000.
Yeah, it was like this $7,000 thing. And sorry, you got to pay for it. So much, Marissa. Why don't we do another round of the Bizarre File story?
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Don't miss limited time savings on Pella Windows and Doors. You can get 40% off of installation or 0% APR for 24 months. PellaPhilly.com. A Dairy Queen blizzard helped end an armed standoff in Washington State on Sunday night. Elijah Reagan set fire to his apartment by shooting a firework into the ceiling with a mortar, damaging 8 apartments and forcing dozens of people to leave. Reagan, who had been smoking meth, led police on a high-speed chase before his car was stopped by a spike strip.
Damn, that's good meth.
He had a shotgun, a bottle rockets, fire logs, and lighter fluid in his vehicle. During the 4-hour standoff, Reagan asked for a meal from Dairy Queen as a condition for surrendering. Police brought him a blizzard and a hamburger and delivered the food to his car using a tactical robot.
And he lived up to his promise?
Reagan then gave up and was arrested.
Boys.
Yep. He's being held on $250,000 bond.
I've had my fun.
And faces felony arson and eluding charges as well. But it was that blizzard that got him
better
to
than meth.
Go ahead and give up, yeah. A man with no shirt went berserk in a Miami, Florida supermarket.
I want another blazer.
After what was called an aggressive verbal argument broke out between 2 groups of people, 2 women started physically fighting, and then Clement Man allegedly picked up a large greeting card shelf and started hitting the 2 women with it.
Jeez. Nice to meet you.
Man was charged with felony aggravated battery, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct. He was also ordered to stay away from the 2 women who had to be taken to the hospital. By the way, there's a lovely pumpkin pie blizzard they have right now.
Oh, is there?
DQ with pieces of pie crust in it.
That's good. Usually I don't like that, but that seems like that would work for me.
Pretty damn tasty. All right, the competition is getting out of hand with Conkers, apparently.
Conkers?
Yes. The World Conker Championship.
With Manel.
In the UK, brought in airport-like security for this year's tournament over the weekend after cheating accusations last year. Competitors,
the color commentator,
were screened with wands and had to empty their pockets before entering the event in Nottinghamshire. Northamptonshire. In Conkers, players use seeds from horse chestnut trees threaded on strings to try to smash their opponent's conker. Which,
This
by the way,
sounds insane.
I don't know what a conker is. Nick,
I don't know.
Would you mind?
How do you spell it?
Conker.
It says seaside lawn.
So last year's men's championship. Oh, it looks like a Buckeye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly what that looks like.
Con Buckeye.
Last year's men's champion was accused of cheating by using a steel conker instead of a real one, which led to the much stricter security measures this year. The tournament started in 1965 and had 256 competitors this year. But if you bring
This year, Nell will be throwing out the ceremonial turd.
Oh, these are chestnuts.
Oh, I
essentially, is what they
see.
are.
Okay.
Horse chestnut tree. That's where the conkers come from, and it's a traditional Irish or British game using these nuts.
So fun.
These nuts.
These nuts.
Will you be using these nuts?
Or conkers.
Yes.
All right. A Kentucky man who calls himself Halloween Herm is trying to set a Guinness World Record with his massive Halloween display that has more than 300 props. He's been decorating his home on Village Green Drive in Cold Springs for decades, calling the setup Dead Springs Cemetery.
I think you folks should know that Halloween Herm had his way with my goat.
The tradition started as a way to honor his mother, who died of cancer in 1999. So he props her body up on the front porch.
God.
Now, every year he starts setting up on August 18th.
Mother!
The day that she passed away. August? Yeah. Wow. This year's display includes a Taylor Swift skeleton and a tribute to the Cincinnati Reds playoff run. He discovered there are no current Guinness World Records for the number of props in a Halloween display, so he's applying to create that record. The display also works as a fundraiser for the Northern Kentucky Children's Advocacy Center.
All right, that's fine then.
Halloween Herm says that his mother's Halloween displays were always the talk of the town when he was young, which is why he decided to follow in her spooky footsteps. By the way, my youngest was at Michael's the other day, speaking of this guy starting in August for Halloween. Christmas, full on.
Oh,
Christmas
absolutely.
Right now.
The Christmas decorations, the Halloween decorations, and the people who are really serious about who enter the contest on ABC, they start like right after.
But I mean, the store is
full.
filled.
Yeah, of course.
That's moronic.
Not even Thanksgiving yet.
All right. Even the most seasoned and trustful traveler has had, at least once, the thought of what if the plane they were in ran out of fuel. Passengers on a Ryanair flight to Prestwick, Scotland, almost found out the answer to that one in frightening fashion.
So long, Kong.
An investigation has been launched to figure out how it was possible that the Scotland flight ended up landing in Manchester, England, with just 6 minutes of fuel remaining.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. That flight had made 3 attempts to land in Scotland, but was unable to due to winds that exceeded 100 miles per hour. So, they were circling.
Resistance, yeah.
So an emergency call was made, and fingers crossed, and eventually safe diversion was made to Manchester. But they had 6 minutes left. That is fumes, man. All right, and there you go. That is what I have.
It's amazing.
In the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and when we return, lesson question. We'll see if you've been paying attention. Trash and music news up too, so stay there. We'll be right back. We went back, and they ended up watching video, and the kid wasn't like playing around with it or something like that. He had
just knocked it
he had
over.
leaned on it or something along those lines, and so he knocked it over.
But I would imagine like bigger stores, I don't know where they are, they have some sort of insurance that if something like that happens, you're not going to make the parent pay for $1,000 ceramic Pikachu.
I've heard stories of again,
I've seen
the old adage is you break it, you bought it.
Right, you break it, you buy it. And I've seen that at like smaller stores, especially if they sell glass items, especially down the shore. Like some of those, little shops down there, if you take the kids in, you can see everybody tense up and there's a little sign that says you break it, you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the owners, if you walk in, and so we don't have kids, but when people come in with small kids into places like that, like in New Hope,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
My words before I go in are don't touch anything.
Yeah. No, and I get nervous around
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. If there's shelves with like hundreds of plates or just fragile things.
Yeah.
Like I purposely bring my arms in closer to my body as I walk along.
Likewise.
I try to shrink myself up as much as possible because I know I'm just going to knock something over.
help, please?
Yeah.
Because you're terrible. Because you could walk. If you were to go, the way you normally go through, you knock over one thing, you're looking at $300 or $400. You know.
I see Jace's eyes though. Like I watch him, and he's like, "Oh, mom," and what's this? And like he wants to touch it, So that's his way of being like, "Oh, what? I was just asking what it was. I wanted to see what it was. Put it
Don't touch it
down. Don't touch it.
Kill you.
It's $10,000."
So I definitely want to hear the you broke it, you bought it stories, 215-263-WMMR, whether it was you or your kid or whatever, because we've all had that happen.
So I don't know if she ever had to buy it. She might actually be listening right now. But I had a friend who was at a store, and there was in the middle of the store was a nail polish set up. And I think she tripped and fell, and she fell into the nail polish, and all of the nail polish shattered on the floor, broke. Wait, she pretended like she was passed out because she didn't want to get up.
Shut
so
up.
she pretended like she was like knocked out.
Oh, that's great.
And so when they got her up,
Oh, that's
she was
great.
like, oh my God.
I'm pretending I passed out.
Yeah. She said it's the whole store smelled like nail polish. She didn't know what to do, and so like her friends like escorted her out, and she pretended like she was like super hurt. Meanwhile, they got into the car and they were like hysterical laughing.
Did she just say things like, "I hope the baby survives"?
Oh my God. What I was going to ask, and I've never done this myself, is if you've ever broken something and then try to like hide it on a shelf, underneath other things or shove it way in the back.
Oh, right.
But that's a much better
Oh, yeah.
story.
Yep.
You
Oh, my
pretend you're
God.
just pretend. That's good advice, though. If you break something, pretend you passed out.
By the way, a side subject from this, but whenever you see a movie or a TV show and somebody's walking through the store and there's an elaborate display of some kind of a pyramided...
You know what's going to happen.
You know what's happening, right?
It's like the guys in the movies who have large panes of glass that they're walking across the street with those suction things. You know it's going to happen.
All right, let me get some calls here. I'm going to go with Kyle. Hey, Kyle, good morning.
Hey, Mom, turn the radio down.
What's up, Kyle?
Hey, what's going on? So what if a guy threw a shoe at me? Good morning, guys. When I was a little kid, the local grocery store had like this big, huge display of tomato sauce. They had this like huge family-sized jar. And like any other kid, I'd get lost in the grocery store and wander around. And it was back in the day when your parents didn't care. They kind of hoped that one or two of you wandered off.
Right.
And I knocked over this. It had to have been gallons of pasta sauce into the aisle of the grocery store.
Man.
And these are glass containers?
Oh, yeah. And I'm 5, so I think I could just brush it aside and clean it up. Nobody will know. So I come back to find my mom holding broken pieces of glass with pasta sauce all over my hands.
Oh, man. Oh.
She must have thought you were bleeding out.
That's what she thought. She said, "Oh my God, what's blood? What's pasta sauce?" Like it was horrifying.
Hey, Kyle, did they make your folks pay for it, or was there any sort of? Did they kick your ass out of the store? What happened?
I think they looked at our family funny after that because they knew we were the pasta people. But I'm not sure if they made her pay for it. But if they did, it was probably a couple $100 worth of stuff.
So that would be something where they made this, like Kathy, you talk about having insurance, and I think you're right. For the most part, insurance will cover a lot of this stuff. But also, what if it's something that that the store is made, or it's a one of a kind, or a display?
All right, I do have this story. It's a little bit off topic, but it does involve breaking something, and I had already paid for it. And this is me as a full-grown adult. I had gone to a liquor store, and I had bought a bottle of gin, okay?
Yeah.
And I was, why did I go back? And anyway, I think I had already paid for it, and I forgot something. I came back into the store, and I was in the back of the store, and I dropped it, and it just shatters. And I've already paid for it. And I'm like, oh, you got to be. Or maybe I went outside and dropped it. Anyhow, I dropped this, and I was like, I was like Bluto in Animal House.
Right,
when they dropped the booze, like, I just paid for this bottle. And I bring it back in. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like,
Can you fix it?
Can you fix this? No, but what they told me, and I did not know that with alcohol like that, as long as the seal on the cap was not broken, they could take it and give me another one.
Really?
So they did?
Yeah. So they gave me another one. So as long as that seal was not broken, that proved that you didn't drink some out of it and go, oops, I dropped it and I need a new one. That they could give me
so
another
they
one.
didn't see you with the straw in the parking lot.
Right. I made a little hole.
I was at a store just this past weekend at the beach. It was kind of like Terrain, Kathy. Think about it, where it's like it has all these cute like knickknacks and bric-a-bracs and kitchen things. Plus, you can get lunch there. So while you order, you go and you shop around, and it's beautiful, like pottery and dishes. Everything is breakable.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's very tight aisles, and there's lots of things on the floor. So there's not just like things on tables, but this woman leaned in, and she must have kicked a stand that was set up under the table, and it just started shattering. But it wouldn't stop shattering. There was at least like 9 dishes that fell.
Once in those displays, once it's like that, they're going.
Here's the only thing I think she had going for her. It was definitely like all high school kids that were working there, and everyone was like, what to do? Oh,
Right.
Sorry.
Well,
Enjoy
that's the
your
same
macaroons.
thing. I get so nervous when I'm at Cracker Barrel and you're in that store part. And I remember one time, Preston, I knocked over a Mel Tillis CD and cracked the jewel case. And I was like, oh my God, this must be worth, I don't know, $1,
right? Oh, God. Here's a text that says, knocked over a saxophone off of a stand in a Sam Ash while test driving a bass guitar. Bent the horn into an oval shape upon impact. $2,700 later, guess what I own now?
Oh my God. So what are the parameters of the law or insurance coverage? What are they within their rights to exact from you if you are responsible for breaking something they deem? In other words, are they compelled to go? Is it like when you get into an accident and you decide, Kathy, like your situation, are we going to go through insurance or? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you do it outside of that?
I had the same question. What happens if you get in an accident when you're test driving a car?
That's a good question.
You bought
You dig it? You bought it?
I think you sign up for their insurance policy when you take the car off the lot. Don't quote me on that, but I think like in order to do a test drive, you have to sign something that says you are somewhat culpable.
I promise not to break it.
Right. We're going to calls. You broke it, you bought it. 215-263 WMMR. I have Laura on the line. Hey, Laura. Good morning.
Good morning. If I had a hammer,
I'd hammer in the morning.
I'd beat you with the hammer.
Then I'd flee town.
What's up, Laura?
so recently at a pet store in Harleysville, I won't
know which
name
one.
names.
I know
Yes.
which one. Go ahead.
Yes, we live very close to it, and I took my dog in there to buy dog food, thinking I would spend $30 or $40. And he peed on the entire display rack of handmade raincoats for dogs. And the lady was so pissed. Now, mind you, if it was like a bigger box store like PetSmart or something, like they probably would have been like, oh, they have these cleanup stations. Have a great day. No, this lady was pissed. She gave me like the devil eyes, and she's like, well, now we can't sell them, blah, blah, blah. So they made me buy $50 dog rain jackets. So if anyone is in the market for
Now, a rain jacket, all moisture of any type should run right off of that.
Yeah.
I know.
And by the way, how do you home make? What do you knit a rain? Do you ever see like knitted raincoats?
It's hand sewn to fit a dog. I mean, they're probably not mass producing raincoats for dogs.
But I mean, as Preston points out, it's usually some sort of water repellent material.
And that's why I was so pissed. Because I was like, just wipe it off. Just Clorox wipe the damn thing.
How many did you have to buy, Laura?
3.
So you spent $150 on raincoats.
And also, you're bringing an animal into a store, and they know that from time to time, an animal might do something like that. Yeah. You, as a human being, have very little control over that.
That's why Petco has the Fabergé eggs up on a higher shelf.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sucks, Laura.
They have since moved that display rack, by the way. I have been in there since. I thought I would never show my face there again, but I have.
You have to.
And they moved the display rack to a more higher up which they should have been in the first.
In the first place, yes, absolutely.
All right, thank
Enjoy
you,
the
Laura.
raincoats.
Yeah. Hope for rain.
If anyone's in the market for rain,
Get to use them. Let's go to Keith. Basket Case. Green Day on 93.3 WMMR. Everything rocks. We got the Preston and Steve show. It is a Wednesday morning. Short week this week as far as our Word of the Week prize goes. So you've only missed one letter, which means sometimes you miss one letter. Put together the rest of them and figure out what it is. So we'll get that final letter of the day on Friday, but we need the second one today. We'll get it at the end of our program, and we got this cool VIP weekend set up for the Philadelphia Film Festival. You're going to be movied out in a big way.
Love it.
After you see all of these if you win. So good luck to you. In the meantime, something else to give away. We're going to give away a 4-pack of tickets as MMR Rocks, Mr. Green Jeans, the Ardmore Reunion, and Halloween Bash. Going to be Thursday, October 30th, and Friday, October 31st at Ardmore Music Hall. And the question, the town of Licking, Missouri is right next to which other town? 610-660-9333. Not really. Not, I said I worked in a town called Salem, which was right next to it, but Steve had mentioned a town I forgot about.
Yes.
Right next to Licking. 610-660-9333. This is when we were on Fox Good Day this morning, around 7:57 today. While you call in, if you do indeed know the answer, we'll do the trash.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by Bud Light. Join Marissa tomorrow night from 7 to 9 for the Bud Light Thursday night kickoff at Wicked Wolf in Center City. And you can enter for your chance to win a pair of Eagles tickets courtesy of Bud Light. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Preston, embattled California gubernatorial candidate Katie Porter reportedly once poured boiling mashed potatoes over her ex-husband's head after verbally berating him. Porter is defending herself, saying she was just expressing her love language.
Oh my God.
Mark Wahlberg scoring a $47 million 7-bedroom, 12-bathroom estate along Billionaires Row in Delray Beach, Florida. Wahlberg says if you want to see the entire property on Google Earth, just pull all the way out to the moon.
Oh my God.
And finally, Lindsay Lohan's dad, Michael, was released early from jail after serving time for violating his probation. A rep for the Palm Beach Detention Center says Lohan received the reduction after going 1 month without being a douchebag.
Heidi, we will indeed see if you know the answer to the question. The town of Licking, Missouri is right next to which other town? And we are going to go to Brian and see if he knows the answer.
Hey, guys.
Hey, bud. How you doing, man?
You guys rock.
Thanks, Ed. So, what town is right next to Licking, Missouri?
That would be Butts.
That's correct. Hang on, my friend, and we're going to give you those tickets. A 4-pack of them is MMR Rocks, Mr. Green Jeans, Ardmore Reunion, and the Halloween Bash. Coming up on Thursday, October 30th and Friday, October 31st at Ardmore Music Hall with DJ J. Roy on Thursday night and DJ Double E on Friday night. Tickets are on sale now at ardmoremusichall.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Brought to you by Nifty 50s, a 10-time Best of Philly winner, now open in Newark, Delaware, and Fairless Hills. Order online or get no fee delivery through the Nifty 50s app. When I look at this, it looks like get no free delivery. Anyway, Nifty 50s taste the memories. That's just my eyes. There's nothing wrong with the copy. All right, I realized as Steve, you were doing the trash, that I did not get any music news stories this morning.
Whoa.
So I've got one here, but I have not pre-read it. So
all right. So it's news to you.
It's news to me. I saw the headline, and I'm just zeroing in on this, so I don't know what all details it goes into. But Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer Chad Smith donated $160,000 to the University of Minnesota's School of Music. His gift started the Curtis and Joan Smith Scholarship. Each year, it will give $10,000 to students chasing their music dreams. I guess, is his name Curtis?
I don't know, or is that an alum that, I don't know.
Well, it's Chad Smith, and it says Curtis and Joan Smith, so I'm not really
maybe,
sure.
Yeah. Maybe his parents.
Smith picked this school because his mom and dad both attended.
There we go.
There you go.
Boom.
Curtis got his degree in 1957. I told you I hadn't read this.
Yeah.
And Joan received hers in 1948. He said, my father passed away in 2001, but my mother is 98 years old. She couldn't be here, but she's excited. And according to...
What band does she tour with?
A report. She is with Suicidal Tendencies. No. She said, Smith said, music is fun and it's a healer. It's so many great things. If you're passionate about it and you love it, you're going to want to do it. So we're just here to help.
Music is fun. Knowledge is good.
Knowledge is good.
Favor.
The Chad Smith Foundation started in August. Lewis Smith, Chad's nephew, helps run it, and he picked this as their first big push. The scholarship program will award its first recipients next fall. Patrick Warfield, the director of the School of Music, sees big things ahead, saying the scholarship will make it possible for many more students to come to the University of Minnesota and actually pursue their dreams. To mark the big day, Smith played his drums at a launch to raise more cash, and then he performed at a big football games halftime show where he jammed with Squirrel, the school's rock group.
Is that Cinnamon Squirrel?
It's spelled SKWIRL.
Okay.
So probably not.
All right.
Played with the marching band, too.
They played 2 Chili Peppers hits, Californication and Can't Stop. And you can check out the School of Music's website to apply for the scholarship and many others should you feel the need to do so. So that's it. That's all I had for you.
Listen, that's
all right,
news.
This just in. Another story I haven't read.
Breaking news?
I saw this headline. Okay.
So you're going to recuse yourself?
Dua Lipa has been covering songs by local artists in each city on her current Radical Optimism tour. And she did the same show at her shows at San Francisco's Chase Center over the weekend. On Saturday, she played Janis Joplin's Piece of My Heart. And Sunday, she did Green Day's Wake Me Up When September Ends with surprise appearance by Billie Joe Armstrong.
Oh, there you go.
That's worth reporting. At Sunday's concert, Dua Lipa.
Yeah, Dua as you know her.
Gave an on-stage speech about growing up listening to a certain band from the Bay Area, including one album in particular. It was clear that the band she was speaking about was Green Day, and the album was American Idiot, which she surprised fans by introducing Billy, eliciting a huge cheer from the crowd.
Would you have figured that Dua Lipa was a Green Day fan?
No,
right?
Yeah,
no. I mean, she's talented.
Yeah,
and but I did not get any real rock influence from her stuff.
Armstrong walked out onto the stage and hugged Lipa before the pair duetted on the Green Day ballad backed by the Pop Singers Band.
I love you, Dua.
They traded vocals throughout the performance with Billy Joe.
I don't think it's a Lipa to say I love you, Dua.
Shouting out San Francisco at one point during the song. He had to say it.
Does she go by Dua?
Dua or Lipa?
I don't know.
I assume it's Dua.
I assume it's a Dua Lipa.
Or is
the whole
it
thing.
Dua Lipa just one word?
They're two words.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's.
I would imagine to her friends. What is her birth name, by the way, Nick?
Dua Lipa.
Is it Dua Lipa?
Yeah.
Gladys Butt Squirts.
I didn't know until just now.
Gladys Butt Squirts?
Yeah, that's Dua Lipa's actual name.
Her father is from Yugoslavia, present-day Kosovo, and their last name is Lipa, L-I-P-A.
Okay. There we go.
A night earlier, she paid tribute to another local legend when she sang Piece of My Heart, like I said, Janis Joplin. And on previous dates on her tour, she performed Don't Speak with Gwen Stefani in L.A., covered Aerosmith in Boston, and even did some AC/DC Highway to Hell in Australia.
That's pretty cool.
She does,
Maybe she'll port over it sometime and hop on an album with one of these bands.
Yeah, because those are all just straight up rock songs.
Rock.
Love it.
Bro.
Right, there you go. That's what I got in Music News. Marissa, thank you for the extra story there. We'll take a break, and we'll wrap up the whole thing when we get back, so stay with us. Good morning.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, Bob, what's going on?
So it was like 1999 when those Dell computers came out that were all different colors.
Yes.
So, right. And they were probably like $1,000 when they came out, right? Maybe.
Yeah. I put that about that price. Yeah, I think you're on the right path.
So we ride our bikes up to the Best Buy, look at video games, not even really looking at them. And they're all on these shelves. My buddy is a moron and goes, wait, does the shelf pull out? So he tries to pull it out, and all these computers fall behind like two shelves and smash. There's also like CD players on there, like heavy stuff.
Of course.
Just smashes. all of them broke. So managers come over, they grab us up, and they're like, "Hey, man, like, where's your parents? We don't have any. We're orphans."
We're orphans.
And
I'm Batman.
they're like naming off prices, like it's the years. Like they're going, yeah, that's like 1977. That's so it's coming to like $8,000, which I thought I'd never see that money in my life. So we're like, all right, well, can we call our parents? And they're like, so you're orphans, whatever. So as we're walking to the office, my friend's just like, time to go. And we just dip, get on our bike. And, like, I've never been back to Deptford. So
You've never been back to Deptford.
Entire
just in
town
case.
behind you.
Even though you've grown up into an adult. So you guys just bolted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, that's probably why Best Buy's going out of business.
Probably what you did in 1999.
Oh, my God, Keith, I love that story. Oh, man. And listen, as a kid, you just panic, man. You just get out of there. I could totally see that.
Well, when parents have like ultra grabby kids, and you can see, they go into a store like that. You see the law being laid down and kids are just,
Yeah, just grabbing.
Yeah.
I feel like, or even fire alarms to kids. You know what I mean? If they can reach that, stuff like that too.
Here's a text. Listen to this. It says, my 3-year-old thinks it's hilarious to grab candy bars off the shelf and take a bite with the wrapper on, forcing me to buy them every time. I guess that's a way to do it.
Yeah.
You can, if you want that candy bar, you definitely just take a bite. You're going to be buying it.
Can you do the same with like a Lamborghini if you go to the dealership and just a bite? Yeah, chew on the wind.
I'm guilty of smushing the candy to see if it's fresh and then putting that one back and getting another one.
Getting another fresh one?
What are you doing? How can you get a not fresh candy bar?
Or like a
Sometimes-
pastry?
Yeah, or like
She just digs her
Twizzlers.
fingers into the
Did
pastry.
you do the same with the produce, like apples, and take a little bite? Nah, this is good.
No, but I do tell myself that no matter what the apple is, somebody else picked over that apple.
Okay.
Does that make sense? While I'm spending too much time trying to pick the right apple, I'm thinking this apple was picked over by somebody else.
No, I don't know what you mean, picked over.
Somebody else.
Somebody passed up on it.
Somebody else didn't take it
wasn't
home.
a good one.
Yes,
So
and
it's
how
not
does
the
that how
best
does that
one.
make you feel?
Preston, you wanna unpack this right now?
I'm not understanding. So you're saying that all the good apples are taken already, and you're left with the dregs?
Yeah. I'm the second best apples are left.
These are what if they just put them out and you've got to pick of the litter?
What if you just got there?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Should never
You don't
thought
know.
of it that way.
Thanks. See,
This
you
is a
turned it
moral-
around.
This is a moral crisis you're going through now.
God, I need to talk to you guys more often.
Here's a text that says, color me mine sends me into a cold sweat. I loudly lectured my 2 children during a very crowded holiday weekend not to touch anything. Then picked up one of the largest ceramics,
I'm not sure what that word is.
a Senkan cookie jar. Flipped it upside down to see the price, and the head flew off,
Oh, no.
bounced twice, and then shattered.
Wait, so the person did it, not the kid?
Yeah,
the adult.
Yeah, so yeah.
To get it away from the kids.
Oh my God.
It wasn't so much
I love that.
the cost, but the audible gasps from all the other mothers there was the worst.
That space, Preston. It's like when you get kicked in the balls, and that time that it freezes in time for the pain. When something like glass, you drop it, it has the clink clink, lifts up, for like a nanosecond, and then comes back down. It's always the second or third bounce on which it crashes. It's like, God damn it.
Here's a text that says, regarding you break it, you bought it. I'm a civil attorney. If a store puts something on display that they they take the risk that something may be broken, and there is no need to pay for it. You do not have to pay for anything that gets broken unless you do it intentionally.
Go take those raincoats back.
Take it back.
Yeah.
In fact, she takes them back. She should piss on them in front of. So that's interesting.
That's what I mean. It's part of the store insurance. It's like if somebody were to come into your store and get hurt, you have, you know what I'm saying? You have insurance that's going to cover.
I think they're saying that by what this gentleman or woman is saying, it's because they have opted to put this out as a display you are absolved, from anything having to
agree
do with
with that, yeah.
So you this is you can't be compelled to pay for this then.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's the right
Even if
thing.
your dog pissed on it.
This wasn't a you break it, you buy it thing, but maybe it was. Remember, we had a conversation about they made a rule because of me.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
Right. This says didn't break it, but I reached out and pushed the Liberty Bell when I was 6, and the whole thing swung on its mount.
Oh my God.
Holy Jesus!
Not sure that they would let me take it home if I broke it though.
Well, it's already broken.
Like when they ceremonially ring that bell, they take a little soft mallet and just touch it to it. Like they don't actually hit it and ring it.
Yeah.
So the fact that this guy reached out and pushed it and it swung, they had to have freaked out when that happened. And then they went to a cave in Hawaii.
Yes, and then Vincent Price.
By the way, Casey's not here today. In case you hear some mystery sounds, Marissa is doing her damnedest, doing her best to wrangle the sound effects. So,
Jace didn't break anything, but he loves cars and he loves exotic cars. And so we saw a Lamborghini parked in front of a hotel, and he's like, "Mom, can I go look at the headlights?" He's obsessed with the front of the cars and the headlights. I said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." And so he walks over, he's inspecting it, and then he's like, "Wow," he's like, "This is so cool." And I'm like slightly across the street just waiting for him, and as he walks around the side of the car, he takes his hand and he runs it down the whole side of the car. Now listen, not a big deal, he didn't scratch
Was he
anything.
holding keys?
But people who have that car, like now it's like a little kid's handprint down the whole side of his car. I was like, oh man,
Look, I got the hood ornament, Mommy.
Seriously. I was like,
that used to be a thing.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Here's a text that says, used to work at Walmart, broke an extremely expensive exercise equipment piece. I was bored out of my mind, and I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing, and knocked it off the shelf and shattered a bunch of pieces on it. No. I put it back on the shelf, set it up so that it looks okay. Customer went to use it weeks later, and it broke instantly.
Oh, what'd you do?
Customer was insanely embarrassed and was just happy no one found out it was me.
Dear God, man, don't you have any sense?
Oh my God,
of how fragile things are,
sir, what are you doing?
Have some respect for the people of the store who work diligently to make sure these things are safely displayed.
Wow.
You are to leave this Walmart.
Well, it happens. It definitely happens. So, all right. Well, thank you for the stories. We appreciate that. We do need to take a break. As I said earlier, Casey is out today, so Marissa Magnotta is playing the role of Casey Boy here in our studio today. And she's handing me things to give away, and I will comply because we have tickets to see Jurassic World Dominion.
Cool.
We have a 4-pack of tickets, and this screening will be Tuesday the 7th, so it'll be a week from today at 7 p.m. at the UA King of Prussia, and then it hits theaters on June 10th. So we'll take callers 8, 9, and 10. At 215-263-WMMR, and those passes are on us. And while you're calling, you may want to text as well when you get a chance, because we have a Tattoo Day today. It's a chance for win with a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing for your Preston and Steve themed tattoo. They are located at 1729 South Street in Philly, and you can check out their artwork samples. Go to floatingworldtattoo.com or do a search on the Instagram. You'll be able to check them out there, too. We'll take a break. I got some B-File stories. I think you're going to like them. We'll get to them when we return. Stay there.
You know, Adam Sandler's a good actor.
Yep.
The trailer looks solid. You know that they were authentically shooting all around the area. Mm-hmm. So I'm very psyched.
Yep. Casey kind of exhaled. What?
Rocky's number one, right?
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Well, yes, of course it's going to be number one, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No.
MMR rocks Dirty Honey. I've pretty much fallen in love with that version of that song, Bad Company's Rock Steady. That tribute album. Some good stuff, man. 10:34, Preston and Steve Show on MMR. As we're coming to the end of our program for today, this Wednesday morning. And the only people we checked in with today, besides you and your phone calls and text messages, were Mike and Alex on Fox Good Day. So I want to thank them for being on this show today. And
it's a good time.
The rest of it was hanging out and finding out about our various superhero abilities.
We learned so much about each other, and we've grown in many different ways.
We have.
Yeah.
We have. You know,
I would say we're
glad
better.
we had this time together.
We're going to walk out of the studio better people.
Yeah. Pierre Robert, the best of us all, has made his way into the studio. Hello.
So sadly mistaken on that point.
He's our Harvey Dent.
God bless you, lad. Say, was it yesterday? Were you talking about lantern flies at any point yesterday?
Yes. Yeah. There was a meteorologist had picked up on a giant cloud of them. Thought it was actually some type of a meteorological formation, but it was the swarm of lanternflies.
It was in Bizarre File. That's right. So I walk in, and there's one on the ground at the front door. Now,
it's a scout.
I saw a couple of years ago we had an infestation of them, and then they seem to have gone away.
Yep.
And now
they're back.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to curse it by saying that, but there is a lanternfly at the front door of One Bala Plaza.
Is this where WMMR is?
If you want a prize.
Did you win something?
He's looking for Jackie Bam Bam, apparently.
Oh, and the Scorpion King on DVD and a TiVo player.
Exactly. And so, I don't know.
What did you seem?
I'm just
concerned,
perplexed by it. I don't know if it's an omen. I don't know.
Were you inundated in your area with lantern
it
flies?
wasn't too bad, but they were bad here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they came back a little bit this summer, at least from my own personal experience. But they had been gone for a couple of years, and they've started to go back into the kind of repopulate. And you're supposed to kill them on site.
Yes.
Still, that's
Right.
what they
Step on them or
tell that you
whatever,
do
right.
because they're an invasive species. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I couldn't bring myself to do it, but I go, just go away.
Yeah.
Just go away and don't be an infester.
Be better.
Be better.
Don't come back.
You can do better than that.
Yeah.
Get. Thank you.
Did it work?
I think it did. All right.
All right.
That's all I have to say about that.
That's all. We do need a letter of the day from you if you're ready to go.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter.
It's got to be a vowel.
Okay. O. As in, oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
All right, we have two letters. We're going to give away a pair of VIP weekend badges for the Philadelphia Film Festival, October 23rd through the 26th. The passes will give you priority admission to all screenings that weekend, plus RSVP admission to the Centerpiece Film screenings and the closing night film and party. And you'll also get access to the festival lounge and special badge holder perks on top of that. For tickets and information, head to Filmadelphia.org. So we'll give that away on Friday. What's happening on your show today?
Well, we got Cool Workforce Blocks. We got David Bowie. We got REM. We've got Beatles all on board today. And I believe I have tickets for that Bruce movie to give away.
Oh, nice.
So I'll either have them today or tomorrow.
Okay, excellent. All right, thank you, Pierre. And I would like to thank our sponsors. The Preston and Steve Show has been brought to you today by Duncan. Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and by Pella Windows and Doors. And you can save now with 0% APR for 24 months. PellaPhilly.com. All right, so tomorrow on the program, we will have artist and friend of the show, Perry Schall, joining us. And Pat Finnerty and more.
There's a really cool event that's happening on Friday night. It's called Room from the Top, and it's this Room at the Top. It's this tribute to Tom Petty, and Pat's sort of the organizer behind it. I think you guys are going to really like him. But Eric Bazillion's a part of this, and some people from Dr. Dog, and Perry is just an incredibly talented, awesome dude. So those guys are going to be in tomorrow to chat about the event on Friday night.
Rock on. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow, gang. Bye-bye.